Let's go. What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Arvanauts. Welcome, everybody, to a Tuesday stream, and welcome to the first Tuesday of March 2026. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you to day 3 of Dragonbane. This is Dragonbane, The Secret of the Dragon Emperor. I hope everyone is doing well and is looking forward to this session as much as I am. I'm also really excited that we've had consistent play on this, and we've been able to do this in a few consecutive weeks. It's been amazing. It's been great. It's been better than cats. Can't wait. So I am super excited for more of that as we go along. Before we go any further, though, a couple of reminders about ways to support the channel. If you haven't done so already, please follow the channel. Please check out our YouTube with !ArvTube. Please do watch us over there. Please subscribe to us over there as well. We have had more new subscribers over on YouTube of late. We are closing in on we're already at a record number, so I think we're up at 1129, something like that. But the more we get, the better, because that allows us to broaden things in a variety of different ways. So please do join us over on YouTube. Watch us over there. It's free for you to do that, but really helps us out and gives you access to content and things like that beyond even what you would get here on Twitch. Speaking of other ways to get in touch with us, Discord is !ArvCord. You can hang out with the Arvanauts in between streams. Blue Sky is !ArvSky. Record number of followers over there as well. And the website for all this is arvaneleron.com. Financially, !ArvShop. That's the merchandise area. We hope to be able to soon have stuff maybe relating, I have to talk to Tari about this, maybe relating to this campaign. That would be lovely. I'm thinking about it. And some other things. So please consider, if you haven't already done so, checking that out. Cool swag for you that also supports the channel. The Patreon is !ArvTreon. We're trying to build that back up into triple digits. So please consider supporting us over there. It really does make a difference. And I hope you will consider joining us for that, because you can get some cool stuff for you and cool stuff for the channel as we move towards various channel goals. On the, let's see, and then also, of course, subbing to the channel, get those custom sub badges and emotes to use here, there, and everywhere across Twitch. On the financial front, I already said that. On the publishing front is what I meant to say. Icarus is my graphic novel from Athos Arts. Library is my Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library. That's my 5e adventure and sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment. And Greyshade. That's my Greyshade IP. Greyshade, Renegade, and Heretic, the Grey Assassin trilogy, available at that link. You can also get the audiobooks that's critically acclaimed, award-winning from Athos Arts. You can also get the audiobooks of Greyshade, Renegade, and Heretic by our very own Trent Sparks, about whom more in a moment. You can get that at that link as well, those at that link. And you can also get, you can pre-order the tabletop role-playing game of Greyshade, coming to you from Brandon O'Brien, with the amazing Alligator Alley releasing it. Very excited about that. Brandon is the lead developer, and I can't wait for that game to come out. You can pre-order that. That should be out in a couple of months, so pre-order now. Make sure that you are ready for your copies. And finally, as always, BLM, Black Lives Matter, important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help, and reach out to others when they need help as well. And Ukraine, UKRAINE, to help the people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war with bravery and courage, and send the message that we will do so for others in that situation in the future. Continued love and care to the people of Minnesota and Minneapolis specifically as they continue to fight against federal occupation. Their bravery is really critical and important. Much love to them. I have finished up the schedule thanks to the work of myself and and the amazing Triffity Mats. We have finished work on scheduling for March. I'm not going to talk about that now. If I have time, I will talk about it after the session today, and if not, then I'll definitely speak about it on Thursday. But one thing I will say is there is one slight adjustment in the schedule that you'll see on the website, and that is that it looks like Zach Clay and I are going to be doing Gloomhaven this Thursday. Will be time for our Gloomhaven playthrough, which we do once a month, and so I might go over the schedule at that point as well. But it's going to be a busy series of weeks ahead of us in March, and I'm very excited for it. I've also got a couple of events going on. Anyone who is in the New York City area and is interested in the subject of Gen AI and why it's terrible, you should join us Monday, March 9th at 2 p.m. Eastern at the St. John's University campus, which is in Queens, New York. That's on Utopia Parkway. That is free and open to the public talk with Ed Zitron, who is a tech journalist and has done incredible work reporting on and talking about a lot of the issues. The name of the event, which I will admit smugly to having thought up the talk title, which is officially Ethics, Economy, and Education in the Age of Big Promises. I'm very pleased about that because Yeah, big promises are definitely a thing, especially these days. So, anyway, that is going to be happening soon. That is, and it should be pointed out. Thank you, Triffid. It should be pointed out that is free, but you do need to RSVP at that QR code. We want to get as many people out for that as possible. For those of you that were interested in checking out the Poetic Imagination event, we had a good 50 people registered for that before we had to cancel last Monday because of the week before this one because of the blizzard that we had, which canceled everything. But that has now been rescheduled to Monday, March 23rd. As soon as I'm done with the Edzitron event, I will immediately pivot to promoting that event, and I'll be talking about that next. So we've got a couple of big events happening at St. John's, which I'm excited about as we continue to sort of bring together people in communication and community along human lines, which I think is really important. Otherwise, the only other schedule note is that tonight, I should say, this afternoon, I will be over on GOG.com with Pen and Pixels playing more of Evoland Legendary Edition. I will wrap up, I imagine, the first Evoland, and then we'll be moving smoothly into Evoland 2, which is the next part of the Legendary Edition. So that's what's going on later on today on GOG.com. But right now, I'm going to unmute myself and apologize to anyone that I interrupted because I couldn't hear them. And then I'm going to unmute them. And last, but
I would wager that he'd interrupt us even if he could. Oh, hi.
Then I'm going to head right over to reveal the crew that is here. They are prepared and ready. They have been literally just sitting here, like we said, just, for the last week, not doing anything, ready to go because there's mysteries afoot, people, and we need to make sure that we find them all. So I will start with the gentleman in the top left of your screen. That is Crocs that you see there. And Crocs, how's everything going in your neck of the woods? How are you doing? How's life? And whom are you playing this evening?
Well, things are significantly looking up on my end. The weather finally cleared up. We have nice sunny days right now, so that's nice.
Nice.
You can't see that because it's already past sunset, so yay. Anyways, I'm going to be playing as Toriel today, and we'll see what shenanigans we get ourselves into.
Yes, I'm excited to see all of that. Part of it might involve... There might be visiting a smithy in your future. At least I heard that might be the case. Maybe visiting an inn and figuring out secrets, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Always a pleasure to have Crocs with us. Also a pleasure to have Tari Tunes with us. I was thinking today, I mentioned before you came on, Tari, that I was just like marveling at how awesome this overlay that you did is. And I understand that you used assets, partly you used assets from Dragonbane itself, but just how well you...
Oh.
Well, the word. I mean, the Dragonbane.
Like the logo.
The logo. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
but everything else was you.
Besides that, I made everything myself.
Well, no, and I was going to say that, and the fact that also obviously all the character art is just beautifully flowed. I mean, this is why you get professional artists, people. Okay, you do this, and then you pay human artists for human things. Although I haven't paid Tari for this, although I should. But Tari, was like, listen, I'm excited to do this, and I just continue to marvel at how good it looks. So it's amazing and it's great. How are you, Tari? How's everything with you? And who are you playing today?
Hi, speaking of my work.
Oh, yes.
I'm glad to announce that I'll be, my work will be appearing in the next Toons Up zine. Sadly, just in German. So it will be posted online. But for those of you who do speak German, please get it once it's out. I don't know the release date. Like currently, it's still the deadline for sending stuff in. But I will be sharing a link when the time comes. But
Tari, can you tell us what that is for those of us not German and don't know what that is?
So Toons Up is cartoonist community that has been around for 15 years now ish.
Okay.
And I've been part of there since I turned 18 basically. Has been hugely influential on my work and everything. And they every other year or so they put out a zine with a specific topic, and the current topic is a travel guide. So everything is traveling related. Here's a little sneak peek on what I'm working on. Woo! Comic art. Woo!
Can you release the template and then we can add our own? It's like a meme generator. We can add our own things to the cartoon bubbles. That'd be great if you look out there. That's the thing.
I worked on it.
What is that?
Like that there is a panel in there that would be perfect for that kind of shit. But yeah, maybe once the time comes. But yeah, once that is out, I hope that some of you might look into getting that to support Toons Up, and of course the ecom, the oh god, what does it stand for again? For Interessenverband Comic e.V. Like it's a big club for, or like guild thing for comic artists.
Yeah, let me know when
in
that comes
Germany
out. We want to put that link everywhere, that we can on the
Yes,
channel.
yes.
So.
So yeah, work, very busy. My hand hurts, but that's fine. That's what I have my squeezed ball for. So yeah, that's me. Hi, I'm playing a duck. She is very nice and would never do anything bad ever. No, she is a bit of a bitch, but yeah, she's a duck mage.
She is duck
So-
with and she does not have
Hatia is her name.
mallardisish intentions. I can't do that right. Malicious, mallardicious. There we go. Mallardicious intentions. Don't have any of
Oh, I
those.
was like thinking while designing her that I should name her Malady,
Oh, nice.
but I thought that was too like probably already taken. So.
A little bit too on the bill.
Yeah, too on
Yeah.
the bill indeed. Yeah.
But you could always take a beak and see if anyone else did it. Like that'd be fine.
Yes.
Hi, Tom. Anyway, always a pleasure to have Tari with us. And I'm excited to see what Ahate gets up to today. Also excited to see what Chuff Barker. And I have to say, Trent, when I was looking at my notes for this, it immediately occurred to me for some reason. I saw that and immediately thought Price is Right host, and I had this just thought of like Chuff Barker, actual retail price. Like I just know this would never happen, but man. The crossover event between Price is Right and Chuff would be amazing. How are you, Trent? How's everything with you and who you're playing today?
It would go very badly because if you'll recall, every time he closed out the Price is Right, he would say, "Help control the pet population, have your pets spayed or neutered," and Chuff would not like that idea at all.
That's not a good idea.
How are things going? It's going okay, I guess. Since we're coming out of winter here, the orange tree in the backyard is doing quite well. And the avocado tree, I picked this avocado 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I put a bunch of them actually, and put them in a paper bag because you have that particular type. It doesn't ripen until you take it off the tree.
Okay.
And this is about 2/3. Well, it's actually about 1/3 larger than most of the avocados we get in the stores near here. But when they have been in their paper bag long enough, they turn this color. And so this one is just about right. So when you were like, "I have my squeezy ball," I was going to pick this up. Like, no, if I do this, it's going to just everywhere. Like, no, I won't do that. That'll be fine. But I will probably have that later on.
They do, Tom, and not only that, but Trent has access to avocados.
Yep.
Just happen.
Which, since we were talking about other languages, in Spanish is aguacate. Yeah. Yeah. Who am I playing? I am playing this little guy right here, Chuff, whose name is not actually pronounced Chuff. It's just when he introduced himself, he just, and so he is chuffing when he says his name. So anyway,
Yes.
but yeah, and he is a wolfkin hunter. So he doesn't like being in cities or anything. He is much more at home in the wilds, sort of like we first hear about Aragorn. It's like, I really don't want to be here. It's not my cup of water.
Mm-hmm. It's true, but but Chuff has braced himself enough to be able to get at least into the city for the moment.
We'll see. We'll see. Depends on who he runs into. Yeah.
That's true. But always a pleasure to have Trent with us, and also a pleasure, of course, to have Undeveloped Bruce back with us. And you may be saying, like, I feel like I just saw Bruce, and you did, but in a different campaign. Of course, Bruce is in the Ghosts of Saltmarsh campaign, and we were talking about how Bruce's requirement for tabletop games is must play only green colored versions of green characters, basically. So that's basically what we're dealing with. But Bruce, it's good to see you. How's everything going with you? And which green character are you playing this time?
Yeah, things are going quite chilledly here. Chilledly. I changed the bedding on my bed. TMI, but I want you all to know I did that because it's a difficult task to do. So yeah, and today I am playing Frogor, who is a knight serving the wonderful Ahatea the Terrible. I mean, the terrible Ahatea the Terrible. And as you can probably tell from the artwork of Frogor, he is very clearly also a mallard.
Yeah.
He's very clearly a duck. You can see very yellow. He's got like a little beak on there. So yeah, definitely a duck. And also he has two other little minions of Ahatea, who you can see over here. Hogor, the combat ready horse, and Chickgor, the not combat ready and completely untrained to do anything chicken.
Yes, I was waiting for you to say,
yeah.
if we tried to sneak in I'm like, really? Makes note, combat capable chicken. But no, I understand. I get the assignment. Always a pleasure to have Bruce with us and to have this whole crew with us. And with no further ado, chat, let's get into it. We got a lot to do. Last session, in day 2 of Dragonbane, The Secret of the Dragon Emperor, these 4 intrepid adventurers defeated an attempted ambush and took what they found from the dead man that had been ambushed there, a man named Master Weatherman, who had given Frogor a bundle, and the Frogor then I think gave that bundle to Hatea, if I'm not mistaken, who opened it to reveal 2 things. One of them was a map, and it was a map of this place that you see here, which you won't see because, again, I have to figure out how to get it to do it when it's not focused. All right, there we go. That is the Misty Vale. And if I zoom this out a little bit, where's my window? There we go. If I zoom this out a little bit, you will see that the Misty Vale's pretty sizable, actually. There's a lot going on there. But also you'll notice that at the corner of this map, at the 4 corners, you will see that we have these pictures of what look like 4 statuette pieces. And that is definitely the case because the other item that was found in the bundle that Master Weatherman gave to Frogor was this over here. It was the bottom piece of a statuette of something or other. And it's not clear entirely what, but it is clear that what they're looking at is, first of all, in the outskirt, the place they came to, which I'll explain in a minute, they found a statue, a full-size statue, which is, although worn down, has the same bottom portion, so the same legs and like pedestal that they saw in this statuette. And furthermore, that this is related to the Dragon Emperor, which once ruled over this land. What that has to do with all of these pieces of the statuette and all that stuff, they don't know yet, but they will try to figure it out when they get done with their exploration of this village that they're in right now, which is called Outskirt. When they arrived at Outskirt, they were confronted by a Captain Hardy at the gate, who told them that he didn't know what they were doing there, but basically, tell me, who do you work for? Gave them the full sort of, 9 yards about how it's critically important that they tell him who he is. And what, thanks to a little bit of negotiation, much of it done by Frogor, they were finally allowed inside the gate, except for Chuff, who was not really liking the whole lots of people around, especially humans thing, and so went out to a little thicket and sort of waited there while the rest of the party went inside and up into Outskirt. And as we go over to the map of Outskirt, you will see, let me zoom out a little bit, that they made their way around here to the top, right over here. They made their way over there to the top of this place, where they discovered a couple of things of note. But before the people that they met, who I'll describe in just a moment, outside of the place, they found this dragon statue, the Dragon Emperor statue, which I've already mentioned right there. But they also saw 2 other strange things. The first is a large dead bat, which had been shot with an arrow. And they found that tied to the leg of said bat was a note. And in the note, they had read, quote, newcomers in Outskirt, purpose unclear, keeping an eye on them, and ended with the disturbing salutation, "All might to Sathmog, our three-tongued liberator." So they found that on the leg of this bat. They also, thanks to an unbelievable perception roll, which I think was Frogor's, saw on the second floor of the Three Stags Inn, which you see the big red X there to your south, the Three Stags Inn, there was a cage, a large cage, hanging outside the window of one of these rooms. Not sure what that's about, but it seems very strange and very odd, and the whole village seems a little bit odd anyway. They also had a chance to go into a general store, partially because Toriel was looking for some equipment, and when they went into that place to the north, what they discovered was a store called Master Ulvar's, and they there met Master Ulvar. That's the person you see on the left side of your screen there with the mustache, looking vaguely like Daniel Day-Lewis in Gangs of New York. So they had that one, or that too, yes. They found Master Ulvar and his son Jory. Master Ulvar, who was very excited to welcome them and talk to them and try to sell them stuff, and Jory, who was very much there. Jory was definitely a person of all time in this village. That was yeah. Jory didn't have a lot to say. But Master Ulvar was very excited to try to sell them things, less excited about buying the hide from the warg that had been skinned by Chuff and given to Toriel, and which Toriel has since been trying to offload for the last several times, but was less interested in doing that, but at least suggested that there were places they could go, including a sort of odd man known as Draneth, who is a mystic and who might be interested in such things, and that person can be found up there to the south of the Stags Inn, Three Stags Inn. You can see there's a little house there with a bit of curling smoke coming out of the fireplace. That's supposedly where he is. And so the party had just exited Master Ulvar's, were deciding if they wanted to check out the smithy or the Three Stags Inn or go check out the Mystic, while Chuff, having braced himself, is now on his way inside the village and is making his way up to them and is just about to them as we ended our session. And so as we pick up today, Chuff has rounded the corner and has seen all of the assorted members of the party, including Horse and Chicken, there in the central courtyard around this odd-looking weathered statue. And you also note, Chuff, as a huntsman, I don't think you need even a check for this, that there is a large body of something which almost certainly looks like a large bat that's on the ground to the southern side of the clearing of this town square. So, what would all of you like to do?
Did one of you do that?
No, we found him. I've called him Dead Bat Gore. He delivered a message which may or may not be useful to us, but was not dedicated to us.
So you're
Somebody...
not gonna eat. You're not gonna eat that.
No. Frogor's deciding how protective he is over Dead Bat Gore. In the grand scheme of things, Dead Bat Gore definitely ranks far, far lower than Chick Gore.
Well, he increases the amount of gore if he eats it, right? So.
Depends.
Mistress Zahatea, were you planning on eating this bat?
No, I'm. I think I'm still good from the tea. It's fine. It's quite all right. Go ahead. And she steps to the side, trying not to look.
Oriole, you want to split this?
Not to be picky, but that's I don't know, not my kind of stuff usually. So feel free to take it if you want.
Thanks. And he goes over and is sizing it up, like picking it up and kind of moving it around to get a sense of how big it is, how much meat he can probably get off of it.
I think the head is. One note, by the way, Chuff, this is pretty fresh. Pretty likely this was killed within the last 12 hours, maybe.
And
yes, Triffid points out that if you eat bat gore, then bat gore effectively becomes part of the party.
well, it becomes part of the party.
Party gore, if you will.
Party gore.
Party gore.
There was some discussion over whether it's an arrow or a bolt.
Oh, that's a good question. Let me take a look at that again. Also, hi, Brahms. Thank you for the resub. Good to see you, Brahms. How have you been, man? Although I've been talking to you offline, so I know a little bit about that. But okay, let me make sure I know. Give me 1 second. Let me find the weapon. No, I beg your pardon. It is a crossbow bolt. A thick crossbow bolt, in fact.
And through my haze of starting to fall asleep at the end of the last game, I thought I heard somebody say something about it was shot downward.
Oh yes, it was shot from a window up there, the second floor of the inn, I believe. You see where that cage is hanging? There's a black fluffy thing inside. I don't think it came from inside the cage, but...
That must be one of the really cheap rooms.
Do they... No, the higher it is, the better it is. It's a penthouse suite.
Well, yeah, but this is outside.
Yes, okay.
I also want to point out that this is some speculation on the part of Frogor, in that there has not been any reference to what angle it was shot from. Just, a person looking at it. Maybe. Maybe it's a person. Maybe it's the bat's mom. We don't know. People will find out.
Can you remind us, did the letter say anything about from whom or to whom it was addressed?
Did not say anything of that. It just said, it did make reference to we. So it said, newcomers in outskirt, purpose unclear, keeping an eye on them. All might to Sathmog, our three-tongued liberator. But there's no addressee or addresser, from what we can tell.
I wrote down Liberator, not Liberator.
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 So yes, the first arrow information was fake news. Yes, Tom. The one that shot down Master Weatherman was definitely an arrow. This, however, is a crossbow bolt.
Getting a good solid sniff of this thing, does it smell like the arrow or the bolt was poisoned?
I would like you to make for me, please. Let's see. This would probably be a... Let me take a look at a character sheet quickly. I think this would be... Trying to decide if I want to make this a healing check or a hunt. I think this is a hunting and fishing thing. I think you could tell that from that. So let's say hunting and fishing.
Okay. 9,
which is successful. No. Not poisoned, and definitely not the same kind of poison. First of all, not poisoned at all, as opposed to the one that did shoot down Master Weatherman, which was poisoned. This is not poisoned.
Probably make I can make a wrap out of this. Just dice it up real fine, put in some onions, maybe a little bit of garlic, wrap it in its own wings. But and
when you describe it like that, actually, I might have a half of a bad rap. When will you prepare this meal?
I could probably do it later tonight when we set up camp outside. Well, when I set up camp outside.
Frogor's trying to decide which he wants more, this bat wrap or to stay inside. Shall
We can figure it out.
So, to catch you up, we have 3 places to go: the forge, the inn, the hill. I've forgotten why we would want to go to any of these places. In the inn, this is where we might find Leonara, who was mentioned in the message for the man who was shot by an arrow that was poisoned, that is not like the bolt that shot this bat. And I put to you, sir... Pardon me.
Last time I heard that name, it was Leonora.
Is that not what I said?
I believe I understood Leonardo.
I thought I heard Leonida, which my brain immediately locked onto Leonidas, who was
Leonidas,
one of the
and then we are
characters.
Sparta. Yes, yes.
Right,
yes,
and
yes.
so clearly he was kicked out of that thing.
I'm reasonably certain that Leonardo DiCaprio is working as a barmaid in The Three Stags.
And I was thinking of the Ninja Turtle instead. Great job, everybody. Everybody think of a completely different thing.
Leonardo DiCaprio in one outskirt after another.
Oh, see, because Leonardo's got the upskirt, which is why he's a barmaid.
The name, to be clear, is Leonora, in case anyone's curious.
Boo! Tread, boo!
I didn't come up with the name. But it's interesting watching Leonardo do the. It's really not funny if I can't think of her name. Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Marilyn Monroe.
Thank you, Marilyn Monroe. There you go. Doing the never mind. Let's move on.
I have a question.
Okay.
Can you remind me again what like the main quest, quote unquote, for Ahatea was? Like you said something about a magic artifact that she was looking for in the Misty Vale.
Right. I think what you said you were looking for was basically magical power, and that there was allegedly a lot of it, to be found here. Various different artifacts, not just one.
I wasn't like on the look for like one specific thing.
No, there's multiple artifacts.
Oh, okay.
In fact, you I believe we talked about the fact that one artifact was not enough for Ahatea the Terrible.
No. No. This.
So yeah.
Right. Okay.
Mistress,
In that case.
I believe this human Leonara, she may know more about this artifact which we have been given, which has been rightfully delivered to you.
Indeed. Right, in that case, we should go to the inn. But first, I would like to go to the smithy, because I seem to have misplaced my trusty sling and would like to buy a replacement. But we don't have to play this out. We can just go past it.
You can do that. I mean, this is also introducing people in the village that you'll need. And I forgot to mention before that, or just remind everyone that you hear. Right, you hear the clanking away of hammer on forge, which certainly Toriel would recognize as forge work that's being done. And that's this building over to the west, if that's where you said you wanted to go next. Sorry, chat. There.
Yes.
Here we go. Okay, so if everyone's going in there, when you walk in, I'm not going to continue to do the clanging, but just be aware that there is clanging to be had. There's the glow of a hearth as you walk in that can be glimpsed through the smoke. And there's a big, as you might be able to see there's an anvil out front, but there's also a huge open area, like open door, which is because if you're running a smithy, you don't want enclosed space too much. You want to be able to have some place that the smoke can vent to. And from the hooks in the ceiling as you're coming in, sort of blinking against the smoke, hang all kinds of weapons and armor pieces. And there are heavy hammer blows, and you also hear... We are dancing on this meadow, we are dancing anvil free. And then you hear another voice, we are dancing with this metal, I am you, and you is he. Clang, clang, like it's very like, they're getting into it. As you walk in, you can see the reason for this, because, let me just pull this up a little bit. you see two people. One of them is working the bellows, and another one is hammering away at an inside forge. They are two clearly dwarves. And Badnor, he hasn't introduced himself. He will in a minute. One of the dwarves, this one here, is working the forge. And up front, you see sort of like doing the singing, at least the beginning of the singing, is this super friendly dwarf. And as she, and it is a she, turns around, she sees you, and a big smile sort of comes over her face, and she says, "Well, I see that we've got some actual customers. It's been a little while. We could do this. I'd be helping. Badnor, can you turn that down? Badnor, wait, excuse me a minute." And she goes over and literally waits, and he's like, bang, bang, and then she hits him upside the head. So it's bang, 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 and he kind of, ugh. And she says, "We have customers, Badnor, customers, the ones that bring money and things. Would you mind calming down just a bit?" And Badnor says, "Sorry, I didn't hear anything. I've got a lot of orders to fill." And he sort of stops and crosses his arms. Very burly-looking dwarf, but you can see that there does seem to be a vague family resemblance about these two. And the woman sort of nods and turns back to you, and she says, "I name is Okald, and this here is my brother, Badnor, and, we run the smithy here. And if you've come here and you heard the sounds, you must know what we're about. We've got plenty of weapons for someone like you. I can tell that you've all got weapon needs." And she kind of narrows her eyes. "Yes, you've been in a battle recently, I can tell. You've fought something. And," she comes up to you, "and I'll bet it lost, didn't it?" She kind of, her eyes widen. "Did it lose?"
Well, here.
"Well, that's true, but sometimes people can run away,
But it didn't.
Well,
All right.
Well, of course it lost. They were fighting Ahatea the Terrible.
Ah, yes,
How
of course.
could they possibly have won?
Who's Ahatea the Terrible?
him.
Oh, and they see you, and they look down, and she looks down slightly. I mean, not very much. She is a dwarf, but you're Ahatea the Terrible. Well, you seem like a perfectly good mallard kin to me. You're not a terrible as in like terribly bad. You're just terrible as in terrible to cross you, right? Is it like that?
Yes, you would be quite correct about that.
Ah, all right then. And this here must be your servant. And she starts to say servant frog, and then sees something about the hat, and says servant servant.
Quack! Quack!
Yeah. Yes. Your name, please, Master Quack.
I am a knight of Ahatea. My name is Frogor. And here are her other minions, Hogor and Chickgor.
Don't forget the other
Chikor
two
says
minions,
mournfully
and she
from the back
points
of
at Toria.
Right, and so Okald is like, "Oh, I see," and then she catches sight of you, Toriel, and her eyes widen, and she comes over and she like looks at the muscles, and she's like, and then she sniffs. She's like, "Ah, so you must be the one actually leading this band. This person," and she smacks your arm, "knows his way around a forge, doesn't he? You've made things in your time, I can tell. What's your name, Master?"
The name's Toriel, and you might just be right about that. I do some woodwork in my free time, and when I'm hired to do so. So I'm glad to meet another member of the crafts, I guess.
And so Badnor has not said anything to anyone. He's just sort of been like there with his arms folded. And then Badnor comes forward, ignores all of you except Toriel, and comes up and is like, "Did I hear you say that you've done some work before, like you worked on a forge outside of Outskirt?
Uh, well, not a forge, but at like a carpenter's workshop. So
Oh, is that true? Well, I heard that there was that they've been working on a new plane set. They've figured out a way to carve the angles, and all of a sudden Badnor is off to the races about like basically shop talk. And is kind of like, the angle of the blade when you cut. And I would assume, Toriel, that pretty much like it's a little bit above maybe what you normally do, but it does kind of click. Like he's sort of like, he sort of seems to see you as a kindred spirit. And he's like, when I bought the Forge 3000, and he kind of brings you back to sort of look at this awesome new thing. And he starts showing you some of the woodworking items. He says, we don't just do armor here that's metal. I mean, we also have to put things together. We have like wood infusions. And he's like, so he starts babbling to you about this. While Okald sort of blinks and watches you and Badnor sort of go to the rear of the place. And then Okald turns... Go ahead, yeah.
I would like to take this opportunity and basically have a look around while he shows me and see what they have to offer, and maybe also try to get a feeling of the quality they do.
So a couple of things can be noted, which is that, first of all, there's a lot of equipment here, and it all, Toriel, looks to be in pretty good condition and good shape. And of course, that dwarven workmanship is generally pretty high quality if they've spent any time doing it, and clearly these people have. In fact, what you discover mechanically, I'll mention to everybody, is that any common or uncommon weapon or shields or armor that are listed on Chapter 6 of the rulebook that I have given all of you can be purchased from Badnor and Okald on the spot. So if you're looking for something like that, you can get that right now. There are also the possibilities of getting rare items, which can be ordered, but that's going to take longer for them to get in. But it's the kind of thing you could like order it and then come back in an adventure or two, and they might have some stuff made. And also they can repair these weapons and armor. And what you quickly discover in your discussions with them is that Badnor and Okald are twins. And they are originally from the Kumer Mountains, which is in the Misty Vale. Let me see.
Southwest of us?
Yes, I believe
West,
that's
southwest.
right. Let's jump back for a second. Misty Vale is over to the, I think you're right, west-southwest. Yep, right here. So it is, I'll show chat as well. It is here. Is where they are, somewhat to the west of the pass that you all came through to get down to Outskirt in the first place. You're not 100% sure why they're here in Outskirt specifically, but they are.
Ahatea's just standing there ever since they started ignoring her. She's been like arms crossed and like tapping her foot rhythmically, like.
Well, Okald is not. Okald is definitely not ignoring you. Badnor is, but Okald is definitely like paying attention. And Okald asks you like, what weapons or armor might any of you wish? Perhaps, and she kind of looks you up and down, Ahatea. I note that you have that very intimidating looking mallard skull staff there. Now, I don't have any mallard skull work in stock necessarily, but, perhaps, and she kind of starts looking through and pulling things off of hooks. And she starts having you look, Ahatea, at, I know you said you're looking for slings, but she, at the moment, seems to be spending her time looking more at stuff that seems to fit, you haven't said sling yet, so she is sort of looking for other possible staves and things like that. Let's see. Also, I think I said 6, and I misspoke. I should have said 73, I think, is where you could find most of this common armor and stuff like that. So they have, like, leather, studded leather, chainmail. There's an open helmet. And then as far as weapons, a lot of different things. But she keeps bringing you, like, a staff. At one point, she brings you a trident, Ahatea. and things like that. She brings down boots. She brings down this like spectacular what looks like it looks essentially like a kind of a ball gown. Like you don't totally know why that just seems to be there. And she says,
"How many sizes too big for her?"
No, it's actually, it looks like it was made for dwarven size, so it doesn't actually look like it would still be bigger than you, but not wildly so. But it's totally out of like place. And when she hands it to you, she says, "This was an order that never actually, well, it didn't get used. So now we're selling it." And so on. And so any of those things that you find there that are common or uncommon, you would be able to get armor, melee weapons, ranged weapons, and so on. Not clothes or magical instruments or, trade goods or things like that. They don't have that. But in terms of armor or weapons, they've got all the common and the uncommon stuff. So if you do want a sling, you could get one that would cost 1 silver for you to do that, Ahatea. And I don't know how much money you have, but
enough to buy a sling, barely. But yeah, like she's like just standing there, looking more and more angry, if possible, annoyed, with every item she presents her. When she brings a trident, she just goes, "So a trident for fishing? Here? I don't think we're anywhere close to the coast. So no, thank you. I don't need a trident. And as you can see, I already have a staff. Why would I want a second staff?"
Oh, but you don't understand. It's dual wielding. You use a staff in one hand, duck skull. A staff in your other hand. Trident in your other hand. 3-hooked, dangerous, deadly weapon. Skull, trident, skull, trident. And she starts doing that. Skull and trident and skull.
What would I do if I came across some stairs? Do you see how long this rope is? I need one hand free so that I can lift up my rope to go up the stairs.
Ah, that's an excellent point. But you could use one part of your trident to hold up the cloak while going up the stairs. She goes back to skull.
I said,
trident,
no,
skull.
tridents.
Frogor's gonna have to run some damage control here as is his norm.
Mistress, I'm afraid to say that some of these people, they may not be so wise as you, as to know your needs as you do. Perhaps you will have to lower yourself to state what it is you're looking for.
Is this
so, of
stage
course, I
whisper,
understand.
Frogor, by the way, is a stage whisper?
As I've said, Frogor has one volume.
Okay, so Okald is like, and you know,
Frogor's damage control is on the side of Ahatea every time.
Okay, more damage than control, in other words.
Yeah, very good.
So she's just sort of waiting for you to decide what you want to do.
Fine. Right. Okay. And listen closely. I'm just gonna tell you what I want now.
All right, sure.
Right?
Yes.
A sling.
A sling. Oh,
no,
I
a
see.
sling.
A swing. What, a swing?
A sling.
Fling. And Okald is like, a fling? And she, for a minute, looks sort of stunned.
You got it.
And she, of course. Her smile does not waver. And she goes over and she pulls out a pretty nice-looking sling, actually, Taya. And it's, and she brings it over and she says, "All right, this is one of the newest models. Now, some places in the large cities, well, they'll tell you that this has been passed by, but those people don't know what they're talking about. The problem with the new stuff is that parts of it can wear down. Imagine yourself in combat, swinging one of these around, and suddenly one of these parts breaks, right?" And she points to the sort of long holding portions, right? The straps that are holding the end of it. And she says, "What, one of those straps breaks, then what do you have?" "Well, you have a broken belt, that's what you have, but not with this. This will always make sure that your aim is true." And so she smiles and hands it over to you with great pleasure.
So she looks it over. Can she assess the quality of this thing?
Sure. Let's have
Attempt
you make.
to.
Yes, I was gonna say. I can't wait for you to assess it.
This is going to be great.
It's gonna be amazing. Okay, so I would like you to make a. Ooh, wait a second. I would like you to make a bartering check. Please.
Oh, great.
That's great.
This is gonna be good.
Can't
Let's
wait.
fucking go. Oh yeah, an 18.
Ooh.
She looks it over and goes like, yes, I see this is excellent quality. Yes, this will do nicely.
And Frogor, I do want to point out that you standing next to your mistress as she's doing this, you kind of notice that she's sort of like holding the sling by the bottom of it, and sort of like waving it around a little bit and like kind of looking at it. It does look like a decent sling. You don't know about the greatest quality of all time, but you do think it looks like a solid.
Looks like a sling.
Yeah,
so.
it looks like a sling. Yeah, exactly. And so Okald says, excellent. Well, that one will be 1 silver, but you can all pay at once whenever you've decided what it is you want. Meanwhile, Badenor has reached the stage, Toriel, where he's beginning to talk to you about expansions to the smithy. And if you don't want to be lost forever to the back rooms, you may have to sort of bring him back to the task at hand. But there are plenty of different weapons and things that you could get here in the armor or weapon category. So is there anything of any interest to any of you besides the sling so far?
I do have a rules question.
Okay.
Is there, or what is the requirement for clubs? What weapon skill do I need to wield one?
Strength, I believe.
Yes, strength is the core attribute, but is there a skill associated with it? Like, do we need brawling skill for that, or is it just strength?
I think.
Weapon skills are separate, right?
Right.
For a club, it would be hammers.
Yep, that's right. That's what I was literally just looking up. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god, you can get a wooden mallet, like a carpenter's mallet.
Mm-hmm.
You know the ones I mean?
Yeah.
So Chuff is just kind of standing there, sort of looking back and forth while there are slight bone cracking sounds as he's like folding the bat up. and he's like got like the head tucked down, one wing wrapped around it, the way bats will wrap their wings around themselves to keep themselves warm. He's got one of them tucked like that. The other one, he's basically wrapped it around and around and around so that he can like make a little burrito out of it and put it in his pack for later to finish prepping.
A bat-rito, if you will.
Basically, yes. And once he's finished doing that, but while he's doing that, he's kind of watching everything, and he sort of leans down to Frogor a little bit. And is like, "We have her try it."
I think he has to lean down more than a little bit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but he hasn't done that. He's only leaned it down a little bit.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh,
Like a mallard climbs up a little bit like pulls himself up Chuff's arm like a duck obviously can, and not at all like a frog.
Ducks do that kind of thing all the time.
Sure.
And so he leans down a little further, and he's like, "Have her try the sling."
Yes. Jumps down like a mallard. How can he have her try the sling while it's her idea?
And Chuff has seen this little gymnastics thing happen before. That's why he didn't mention anything about it. He's just like said this and just kind of leaned back like, "Okay, this should be good."
Mistress, you are indeed wise to see what an excellent sling this is. Perhaps is it compatible with your ammunition?
That's a very good question. Well done, Frogor. And she pats him on the head. And goes to reach for, and that brings me to a ruling question rather. What are we doing about ammo in this game? Are we keeping track?
I'm going to
or,
assume if we're talking about unique ammunition, like
Yeah.
magical in variety, or if it's like masterwork or the equivalent of that, then yes, we are keeping track of it. General ammo, I'm not. Like a sling, you could literally pick up stones, and I'm not going to play that game because it's boring.
Thank you.
But but I will say though, if you're dealing with like high level like arrows or crossbow bolts or whatever, then yes, because you know.
No, it's just like because when I think back to our Beowulf game, and I played an archer last, right?
Yes.
And I could not keep track of the ammo. I would always forget to mark it down.
No,
so,
I think it's fine, and especially with sling.
Yeah. Okay, cool, thanks.
Oh, Trivia, that's a very good idea.
She basically because she looks around, it's like, wait, she doesn't have any ammo on her, so she starts like looking through her bag, and finds a little piece of bread that has been in there for who knows how long, but it's hard as a rock right now, so it might as well work as ammo.
Okay.
And I'm assuming that like you said, like the shop is like full of like various metal objects, right? Are there also pans and stuff hanging from the walls and from racks and stuff?
Not pans, but there's lots of like breastplate like forms. So just like the fronts of them that are not done.
Oh,
or,
it's
like,
just the
sheets of
blacksmith,
metal.
not a general smith.
No, it is. But there's lots and lots of metal pieces that are like not finished though, that are hanging.
Yeah, but you don't understand. The pants are important for the comedic bit that I'm gonna do.
I would say that.
So you've all seen
Yeah.
that one Muppets clip, right, where the Swedish chef tries to cook some shrimp,
Yes.
like the popcorn, to the popcorn song.
Yes, I have seen
And
pretty
there's
much
like
all
pants
of the
hanging
Swedish
everywhere
chefs.
that it like goes going ding 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 ding.
Yep.
Yeah. So basically, she's gonna shoot, and if you allow it, Greg, of course, I will roll if you want to. But like basically, what happens is that the little bit like dings 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 all around like a pinball machine.
I would love you to roll for this. Actually, I think that adds to the value. You can make a slings roll for this. So
now, what I want to know is which would be better in this case, getting a demon or a dragon?
Okay, so we need to have first determine a fail scenario, and I guess she like sees like a whole armor that's like set up on a rack.
Sure.
That has like a helmet on it with a visor, and the visor is put up, and she's like trying to shoot the thing into
the visor.
The helmet.
Okay, got it. Can't wait. Yeah, pachinko noises. Ding, 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 ding.
That is a success. However, the thing does ricochet. Like she first misses, ding, 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 and then goes into the helmet.
Yeah. And like and I would imagine that Toriel is just like started to like talk to be like, okay, so where's this? And then you just hear this ding, 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 and then like narrowly misses the fire, and then ends up in the open part of the armor, and then when it goes inside, you hear this ding 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 ding.
Who actually, better to say fire, it actually does hit some fire on the way, catches fire, but like then flies over an unlit candle and lights the candle.
You rolled it. Let's be clear. You rolled a 10. Okay, I don't know whether I'm not. This is like a good roll, not
it's a rule of fool. Okay,
it's
it's funny.
It is funny. So it goes into the armor, flaming.
Just the Robin Hood bit where he like has a arrow ricochet around.
Yes.
Yeah, I was waiting for like the point where the bread goes too close to the embers and catches fire as it goes through, and like the smith is like, wait, am I having a stroke? I smell burning bread. What's going on? And
well, it's toast now, so Frogel would like to very quickly retrieve and eat the ammunition.
Ah, good.
To do that,
it's a perfect crime. They will never find the murder weapon.
Well, I was going to say the problem is that Frogor has to reach into the armor. Remember, it went down and it was in a rack, so you have to like, climb up and then reach your.
But armors are open at the bottom.
Yeah, he's gonna climb this rack.
This is on a rack,
like a mallard.
Right.
He's going to climb it with his little sucker hands, as mallards do, and see if he can get down inside. I mean, is it like a large person-sized ammo? Yes. He's very small. He's like up to your knees, So, yeah, Yeah. What would you like me to roll to see if I can retrieve the
let's-
toast?
Let's see. Let's make this acrobatics. How's that sound?
It sounds
Only
really
doing
bad.
important checks in this game.
Yes. We're not going to do this for everyone, but this is important.
Right, yeah, it actually is.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
I
a
got a dragon.
Hey, a dragon. So that
Nice.
means you get to mark, first of all, a skill. And it's actually acrobatics, which I see you've already done. So you get to mark acrobatics. That will be one possible way at the end of the session that could go up some, chat. But it also means that, like, so how do you just parkour your way up? Like, I mean, do you like rotate, like spin up? How do you do this?
Hogor's not a very big horse, so maybe Hogor's here helping. He's up on Hogor's back. Hogor does like a little head flick with Frogor on the head. I mean, I think I'm allowed to rule of cool if I rolled a dragon, right?
Oh, yeah, that's why I asked.
Cool, excellent. So he climbs up Hogor. Hogor's like bam. He does like a little little flip, dives like proper like like this into the armor, finds the bread.
Badnor is like,
eats the toast.
What is like pointing at like you having gotten the armor? Okay,
Yeah, and Frogor is now upside down in the armor, but he's eaten the toast, and that is the important thing.
That's true. You have eaten the toast. Your feet are outside. So basically, because what happens is you don't have to go in very far before you hit the bottom because it is sitting on this rack. So half of you is inside the helmet/mouth of this thing, and your feet. So you just see Frogor's clearly duck-like feet outside of the mask. And there's this sort of uncomfortable pause as Okald and Badnor both like turn to face the armor. And Badnor's like, I don't know, says to you quietly, Toriel, I don't know that that's really good for the armor.
Toriel basically, so if there was a candle lit on fire by the charcoal toast bread,
Yes.
he basically snuffs it out with his fingers, like between his fingertips, then casually turns around towards the armor, reaches for Frogor's feet, and tries to pull them out.
Okay. Frogor, you suddenly feel, you're conscious of some large, strong hands grabbing your feet. Are you okay with this?
Frogor's very okay with large, strong hands grabbing his feet.
Okay.
How ticklish is he?
I'm gonna say not at all.
Okay, good call.
Yeah, so I guess with that, Toriel would start slowly pulling to try and get Frogor out of whatever he got himself into.
Yeah, you can do that without a check. You pull Frogor, out, and you can see Frogor is still smacking his lips after, whatever. Not sure what.
Okay, so he pulls him out and maybe holds him up in front of him and looks at him, saying, "You might want to look at something more your size." And then
Well,
proceeds to put it down.
I was only admiring the workmanship of the work. Any old person can see the workmanship from the outside of a piece of armor, but truly to see the depth of craftsmanship and knowledge, you must also look inside.
You get a very skeptic, raised eyebrow from Toriel. as he turns around and tries to see whether or not this has angered the owners in a significant way.
And what beautiful craftsmanship is inside this armor. It truly takes a dwarf of great knowledge and experience to... he knows how to suck up.
Badnor sort of is
Really?
like... Badnor's kind of like goes over, and in the way that only someone who has worked retail can fully understand, goes over, slightly shifts the mannequin with the rack with the armor back in the spot, and then says, and turns around and goes back, and Okald says, well, so, what else might you be interested in checking on the outside of? Still with her smile. So, okay, so we got a sling for Ahatea. Is anyone else interested in getting anything else here? And if so, let me know, and then we can add up the price of everything.
Frogor has 0 money.
Okay. Chuff is not interested. Toriel, what do you think?
I'm considering getting some sort of club because hammers are too expensive. As like an addition to my hand axe, which mysteriously keeps on vanishing for some reason.
Okay.
So it might be good to have a backup.
It's true. You could get a two-handed axe to go along with your on the belt axe that you carry.
That
you
is
want.
true.
But I mean but it's 25 gold. It's not cheap.
Yeah, so that is slightly out of my budget.
Yeah.
That's what I was why I was considering
Just
maybe
club?
giving a wooden club a try.
That's fine. A small or large?
I think it would be the large one.
Okay. That would be 2 silver. If you want to get that, and it's two-handed, does damage, but does, two-handed is, just be aware that it's not a one-handed weapon.
Yeah, it will take a while, but then it will probably not stop easily.
That's right. Exactly. Don't start a swing. You're not happy to finish. Exactly.
Yeah. So this is basically what I'm going for with it. So yeah.
Okay.
I think I would like to take that.
So if we're going with just Toriel and Ahatea's things, then we're talking about 2 silver for the large club, and we're talking about 1 silver. Oh my God, Dragon Spear! Thank you, Dragon Spear. 102 months. My goodness. Thank you, Dragon Spear. I saw Brahms earlier today with the 99 months. Dragon Spear with the 102 months. Thank you for the subs, everybody. I appreciate it. Good to see you, Dragon. So that would be 3 silver total that you owe these lovely folks. Who wants to pay or subdivide or that sort of thing?
So Toriel, if no one else opts to pay, would pay his club. That would be 2 silver.
Okay.
Yeah, Ahatea goes pay her thing. 1 silver.
Okay.
You said right.
That's right. One silver for you. What's 1 silver for the sling for you? 2 silver for Toriel's hammer. Club, rather.
Welcome to the club.
All right. And assuming that's all, then Okald says, so, as just kind of wrapping up everything, so what brings you to this town in the first place?
Power.
Ah, well, there's certainly power to be found, at least out there in the ruins.
What ruins? And she basically just suddenly appears right next to Frogor. What ruins? quick, tell me.
Oh, well, there's plenty of them in different spots, to be honest with you. Well, for one thing, there's this disgusting bog about a day's march east of here. It's crawling with blood-sucking leeches and insects, and it's a hideout for bandits. But there's vast ruins.
Day's march, you say?
Day's march. But
no,
there's
the day's march.
Yeah,
right?
Right. March.
No.
March. Not a marsh. March. It's in a marsh, but it's actually a march.
So what is the name of this march?
Well,
The day's march.
it's you see, it's the place that you're going to. There's vast riches out there in that sludge, buried in the ruins of this ancient watchtower. The people around here call it the Tower of Sighs. I don't mean size like, big, small. I mean sighs like,
Does
and
it
there's
make
plenty
you
of others, too.
sleepy, or what?
I'm sorry, I missed that. What'd you say?
Does it make one sleepy, or why is it called that?
Oh, well, I don't know a whole lot about it, except that I know people have talked about that. But if you walk around here and ask, you'll get a bunch of people telling you about different ruins. Most of the place in the Misty Vale is all about ruins. It's, there's a lot to be found there. Oh, where there's Badnor, you remember you remember Ritter Mound over there? And Badnor says, still kind of like looking carefully at the place where Frogor was sitting in the mouth of the open helmet 5 seconds ago. He says, aye, well, this side of the Iron Forest, there's an unholy place with huge stones rising into the sky. Rittermaud, it's called. It's named after a dark knight who was chained by the gods when the world was young. They say he was buried alive in that mound along with his family, his servants, and all of his riches.
Kind of riches, just out of pure curiosity.
And Badnor sort of, you've reached the limits of Badnor's conversation. Okald at that point sort of jumps in and says, well, no one really knows. That's the thing. There's all kinds of wealth to be found. Some of it magical, some of it regular, just sort of, lore, knowledge. Some of it based upon, well, just straight money, gold, silver, that sort of thing. But no one knows because a lot of people who go there, well, they're never found again. But anyway, for those of us working here in the village, it keeps us busy. All people coming in all the time asking us to give them things, just to try to survive. And now, well, you got that sling, and, well, you've got that large club. Well, you should be ready to take on anything you'll find.
People always go in there but don't come out. That means that they must have also left a lot of stuff behind themselves.
That's true.
Which
Even
would
more
mean
stuff.
Even more riches. And magical things, possibly.
Frogor's looking like opens up his own purse and like a little fly flies out and there's nothing in there. And he whispers,
Mistress, I don't think we should go to the mound where the knight was buried. Any self-respecting knight his riches should go to his master or his mistress. If this knight was buried with all of his riches, it should be nothing if he was a good knight. We should find
Good
the
knight.
knight's master's mound. That is where the riches will be found.
Very good thinking. Where's the Knight's Master buried?
Oh, no
Smith
idea. Actually, sorry, Badnor wouldn't say that. Okald to say, no idea, to be honest with you. We've never been there ourselves. Too busy doing work here. We just know a lot of people have gone to that place. But supposedly he came from a wealthy family, but I don't know anything about it. It was a long time ago.
while people are talking, could Frogor, what he thinks is surreptitiously, take a look at that dwarf-sized dress and maybe think, is it was it maybe made for Okald, or like is it some sort of traditional type of dress? I don't know how much Frogor would know about.
I was going to say, what are the limits of this knowledge? So it's definitely a fancy dress. And it looks really pretty. As for whether it would have been made for Okald or not, trying to think if I can give you a check to sort of see about this. I don't think there's an assessment skill. This is mostly on the question of bartering. I think bartering, well, no, let's make this one. This would have to be something like, I want to double check and see. Again, chat, this is still somewhat new to me with some of the skill knowledge, so give me just a second. Because I'm stuck between two possible skills to tell you.
I mean, there is an argument to be made for it to go under languages, because with learning languages comes also learning about cultures. Ergo, to see if something is a traditional dress, then that might fall under that.
I think the question is more like the bartering thing is what I thought about because of the fact that it's there, but I think how about let's have you do a crafting check for me, please, Frogor.
Ah, yes, crafting. This thing he is notoriously very good at.
Demon.
That's terrible.
A demon, but you do get
Okay,
to
but
mark a
I've
skill
done-
under crafting.
I've done 2 rolls today. One was a dragon, one was a demon. That's actually amazing.
That is pretty amazing. So mark the crafting thing for later. Also, because you rolled a demon, I will tell you that as you're looking at it, you sort of look at it and
Does
you're
he
like,
fall inside the dress?
no, because it's hanging up. But what he does do as he's sort of like looking around it, he kind of like looks around the front and the back of it. And then as he's reaching up to sort of feel the side of it, you slightly trip and you hear this, all of you hear this. And there is this large strip that Frogor is holding of some pretty dress. And Okald sort of turns and is like, huh? And for the first time, her smile dips. And she goes, oh. Yes.
Frogor's like, got some of his spit, he like licks it and tries to stick it back
Keeps
in the
falling
leg.
off. It just falls off again. Like, and she's like, so you're interested, she says with her eyes slightly widened, in this dress, are you? She comes over. She pulls down the now 4/5 complete dress.
Ahatea would immediately step in and be like, how could you have done this? I am so sorry. I will reprimand him at home. We have to leave.
And she says, I appreciate that,
no,
but before
please.
you leave, I do need to speak about, well, there's a dwarven saying, and then she says something. Do any of you speak dwarven, by the way?
How would we know that?
It would
so I know
probably
how blowing Len is.
let me have you do. Yeah, it's a good question. Let me have you do. Let me have you do a languages check, everybody.
I don't think I should touch another die.
It's passed.
Ogor, no idea. Toriel, I'll come back to you. That could be funny.
Oh.
Because you got it right. Oh, and Shuff just got it too. Oh, it says
Barely.
Atea. Okay, so all of you hear it, and it is the dwarven. The only one who doesn't get it is Frogor, which is hilarious. So Frogor, you don't know what they say. All the rest of you, though, hear her say, as Triffid said in chat, "You break it, you bought it." So, or in this case, it might translate to "You rip it, you're responsible." So, she more or less then is like, "So, if you're all right settling up, then just appreciate that. We'll give you this dress, and you'll be on your way."
How much is this dress?
Well, because you're new to the area and, carry the one and blah, blah, blah. 10 gold should cover it.
Scusi?
Have you... quack.
Badnor moves into position in front of the door, his arms still folded.
I'll level with you, my friend. I have no money. Is there a service that I could render to you in return for this beautiful dress?
And so Badnor kind of looks at you. Is there a layaway plan, Prince Justin? Yeah. Could I, perhaps if I did an installment. And Badnor sort of says, perhaps there is. No call says, now wait. Perhaps there's a way we can do things. You see, Badnor and I, we're always on the lookout for some kind of good raw material, at least something that seems a little bit different than the norm. I mean, we can work with metal and wood and leather and all that. I mean, Badnor's great at all of that, but we sometimes prefer to work with more unusual metals. Now, you're about to go out to one of these places, right? That was what you're saying?
Yep,
Perhaps.
we certainly were.
Well, if you were to go to one of these places and you find unusual kind of material, could be metal, could be cloth, wood, leather, but it has to be strange, mind you, unusual, not just the normal type. If you
Have
find...
you heard of warg leather?
And like Oakald's like eyes slide to to where Toriel is holding the the thing, and he says, "Right," and then sort of looks back and says, "Is that a skin of a dog?"
It's the
I
skin
feel like at
of
this
a
point,
warg.
Oriel nods his head over towards Chuff, as he honestly is at a loss for words, simply because he's not a hunter. For him, it's basically just a hide.
That is the skin of a warg.
Really? And sort of rubs her chin and kind of looks around it, and then says, may I see it?"
Toriel unties it and holds it towards him.
And she grabs it, and she kind of like, well, actually, with no problem. It's pretty heavy, actually, Toriel, but she has no problem just lifting it above her head. She looks at it. She unrolls it. Of course, it smells horrific. She unrolls it, tosses it to Badnor. Badnor catches it, kind of looks at it, and he's like, and sort of nods. And she says, well, let's say it this way. Now, this on its own normally wouldn't be worth that much to many. And she kind of like narrows her eyes. I think you'd probably be better suited giving it to the mystic, to be honest with you, but all right, I tell you what. We'll take this item off your hands if you promise to bring us one other item that you discover that's specifically a material. Could be an ore, could be a piece of rock, could be a bit of, leather, stuff like that. Some place where you know that we could find more of it. Now, you can't just bring us one tiny little bit of it, you understand. It has to be a decent amount. Nothing ridiculous, but let's say, maybe 30 feet. And you immediately start thinking about what 30 feet of something would be, like 30 feet of leather or whatever.
Drogor looks down at his feet. There's two right here.
And he
Rock leather.
actually looks down
rock
and is
leather.
like, yes, well, no. Trivet already mentioned unusual items like frog skins.
Fortunately, there are no frogs in this party.
That's exactly
Yeah,
right.
if
Exactly.
only there were a frog.
That's why it's
here.
unusual,
Mhm.
And she says, so you can bring us, if you leave us this thing, you can bring us one item. If you don't leave this to us and you want to bring this to the mystic, well, we'll ask for 2 items. And again, the items can't just be small nothings. They have to be material of some kind. Like I said, ore, rock, wood, leather, something unusual, though. In exchange, when you give us that, we'll give you this beautiful DIY dress. Because, like, you can see the strip is hanging off it, and,
It's a flat pack dress.
Frogor turns like big, wide, very, very, very wide duck eyes on Toriel.
Toriel just does not get that hint.
and is probably still looking at Chuff.
Looking at Chuff, being like, shrugging his shoulders, like, what's your take on this?
And Chuff just looks at Atea. So it goes all the way around the group because
Matea's just looking at her reflection and one of the polished pieces of armor, admiring her own looks.
Well, what'll it be? Okald says to you, Frogor.
He glances down at Chuff, glances down at Frogor, and just nods.
Yes, we will trade you this skin for half a dress and the other material for the other half of the dress.
And Okald nods, smile completely restored, takes the dress gently from you, brings it to behind the counter that's about in the middle of this shop, and then comes out and says, well, now that you've got everything you need, perhaps you better go out and start doing that exploring, finding what you need to find. And this dress will be waiting for you when you return with the material.
Frogor's just crying.
Badnor behind the stop is in perfect line with his twin. They're both nodding.
And Chuff is just staring at them both with his eyes slightly narrowed, almost like suspiciously, but he's nodding in time with them.
So all three of you are nodding at once. Okay. All right.
Frogor's gonna just, in a very despondent way, his duck feet are just sliding across the floor, and his shoulders down and his head down, and he's just gonna walk out of the building, and then around the corner, and as soon as he's out of sight, he's gonna.
Don't remember if it was Donald or Daffy. They were walking somewhere. They were extremely tired, and the webbing was like.
That sounds like a Daffy thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and so.
Though they might have both done that at some point. So
Chuff is kind of looking around a little bit and notices that presumably Ahatea is still admiring herself in the thing, and as he's turning to head out, he doesn't necessarily make sure that his bow is slung properly for moving in a contained space of fine works, and as he's turning, the foot of the bow just kind of right across her tail feathers, and it's like, we are leaving.
Well, she is wearing a floor-length robe, so her tail feathers aren't sticking out. But she has this really long hood, a long pointed hood that reaches also all the way to the floor. So might just step on that on an accident all the time. So, and yeah, she would be like, "Oh, well, I guess. Good days, to you peoples. Adieu." And walks out the door.
Just
awkwardly.
Looks over at Toriel's like.
Okay, everyone having more or less with their dignities intact, having retreated from the smithy, you're now back out in the town square. Where'd you like to go?
My dignity is untouchable. Now, where's that Frogor?
Chuff is kind of already over there.
I'm here, mistress.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
Here, there. And she gets out a nice tissue, one of those embroidered ones. Here, have my what are those called again? The fancy tissue.
Handkerchief.
Handkerchiefs. Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, mistress. You are so terrible.
Yes, I know.
We'll figure it out.
Where shall we go? Should you just leave me behind?
And carry all my stuff myself? I do not think so.
Yes,
jump,
of
jump.
course, how selfish of me.
Sorry, straight face.
Leads Hogor with Chickgore tied on the back. Mistress, I'm ready to keep serving you.
Very well. Now to the inn, and she walks in the wrong direction.
She marches
Frogor
off.
follows.
What? Just out of curiosity, like to the gate, like how far do you go before you're like, wait a minute? This is
The inn is like literally just across the road,
Yeah,
right?
Right there, yeah.
Yeah, no, then she would like, I guess what looks like walk towards it, but then just keeps walking past it, towards where the stairs are, because, yeah.
Okay. So
She's
to
just
do
that
that,
smart.
you're gonna. So just so you know, to do that, you'd have to kind of like clamber up and around. Like in other words, because this is not
Clamber
flat.
up
Like this
and
is because this whole thing is up from the rest of the village. So you could. Oh, I see what you mean. You meant going here. Is that what you're talking about? Going to this.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. You could do that if you want. So
Yeah.
you walk past
Unless
it.
somebody stops her. Like I guess at some point she would like notice that nobody's following her. It's like, servants, what are you doing?
Frogor hurries after her. Does not tell her she's going the wrong way.
Of course not. Great. Right. So they would just keep on walking unless
Toriel and
somebody
Chuff, are you gonna
stops them.
stop this?
I was going to say, Chuff is just kind of standing there, like talking to Toriel. It's like, I mean, are they thinking that the world is round and they'll just come at it from the other side?
I believe eventually they'll come back. Do you think we should take this opportunity and talk to the innkeeper before they come back?
I suppose that depends on how difficult it would be to find them later.
You may have a point.
Don't want to spend any more time here than we have to. Suppose we could. Where did they go? They're already gone. How can they be so fast with such short legs?
This is something I haven't figured out myself yet.
To be fair, you guys have not seen Ahatea's legs, so you wouldn't know how short or long they are, or even if
Well,
she has any.
they can't be that long unless they're folded up and down,
She
up
like
and down, up and down.
uncoils them. Yeah, like, oh.
Right. Yeah. She's got slinky as her legs.
Ate is 10 feet tall and
Oh God,
pair
there's
of
an episode of
boots.
DuckTales about this. In the remake, there's an episode where like the kids get like in a dream world, and Huey dreams that he has just like enormously long limbs for whatever reason. So yeah, maybe that's what's going on.
Right.
So yeah, we are just walking through the woods. We are taking the scenic route, I guess.
I am excited for it. In the meantime,
Considering that this world indeed is round, as in this road is round, this village is round, we will eventually just come out at the back at the inn.
Toriel, Chuff, are you in the meantime going into the inn as
I
previously?
was going to say, we could just go and talk to the innkeeper.
Yes? No?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
All right. As the two of you head over then, the Three Stags Inn, you know it's that. It's an impressive 2-story building because outside the door is a red sign that says the Three Stags, beer, bed, and food at heavenly prices. And inside, you hear, let me just fire up my music for this, conveniently provided by Greenforge Studio. There we go. All right, there we go. Sound of music and voices spills out from inside, along with the smell, by the way, of roasted boar. Smells quite good. As you enter,
And Chuff is having a really hard time getting over that threshold. He is clearly not. He doesn't want to go in there.
not a fan of the boar part.
Oh, it's not the smell of the boar.
I
that
wondered if that
bothers
overrode.
me. Yeah.
Okay, so as you come in, somewhat reluctantly or not,
Mm-hmm.
you are greeted by this woman. and she comes over, and she's. You can see that she has graying hair. She has a thick leather apron that she's wearing, and at her belt is a war hammer that is just hanging from her belt. And she comes over and she says, "Welcome, welcome. Well, it's good to see the two of you. You're new to the area, I imagine, but you're welcome here nonetheless. Welcome to the Three Stags. My name is Vagenhild. I'll be happy to help you with whatever I can. What can I do for you? Perhaps you're in the need for some food or a drink or a room or anything like that." And she actually takes out from she says, actually, and she brings out from where she's been carrying them 2 tankards. And she says, "On the house, just for newcomers." And she gives you, Aunt Toriel, and you, Chuff, a tankard of what smells vaguely alcoholic in nature.
Okay. Toriel takes it.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Is it safe for wolfkin to consume alcohol? Because for dogs it's poisonous, right?
But it's poison for
Really bad?
everybody.
Yeah, but like more
strictly
poison.
speaking.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's a good question, though. I don't know whether wolfkin are particularly subject to alcohol.
I think it's probably the same for pretty much everybody. The thing that that I was worrying about earlier when we were talking about ammunition is that a lot of primitive arrows are made from Dragonbane, which is not good for dogs at all. And so, which is why it has that name. As long as this isn't like a chocolate stout, it should be okay.
Yeah. It seems like a kind of thick mead, perhaps, if you had to guess. And it looks pretty good. And you can see there's about 3 or 4 other people right now sort of sitting around tables inside the common room. And she says, "I'm happy to answer any questions about the area you might have. And, well, you know," and she sort of gestures to an open table. "We're not super busy right now. A lot of people will be coming by later, I'd expect. So now's the time. Just join us and, well, anything you need. Like I said, we've got rooms available, at least 3 of them right now, and plenty of food and drink. The rest of it can't be on the house, though, unfortunately. Can't go out of business." She kind of chuckles. There's another, incidentally, another woman as well who comes in from what you assume is the area of the kitchen, and that is right here. So she has these sort of a haggard-looking woman. Hold on, sorry, super loud for a minute. There we go.
What?
Sorry, there we go. Sort of a haggard-looking woman, kind eyes, deep dimples, and she's wearing this, as you can see, sort of bandana tied around her hair, and she comes over, puts a plate of steaming food down in front of what looks like 2, might also be dwarves, actually, that are talking, and then she goes, sort of looks at you for a moment and nods with a smile, and then goes back in the kitchen.
Both these women are human?
Yes.
So Toriel takes the opportunity and, well, first of all, thank you for that. And I have to notice you have a mighty fine establishment here.
Well, we try.
It's quite tall, actually, so I imagine the view from up top must be quite nice.
Oh, it's one of the tallest buildings that you'll find in Outskirt, although, of course, it's not as tall as, well, the temple, if you were to go up the hill, but that's because it's up on a hill. We can't get up that high, but at least where we are, yes, I'd say there's a view. You can actually see over the palisade wall to the north and see the rest of the mystery of the Misty Vale. Sometimes when there's the just first coating of snow, we talk about going outside, and there's a suite, you know, at the end that allows people to see clearly out. It's really lovely of a morning. And then other times, well, just the normal doings of Outskirt, basically.
As we just arrived here, is there by any chance a way we might just have a look and see for ourselves the surroundings of the place?
Oh, well, that is to say, I'm certainly happy to talk to you a little bit about the place and show you around a bit, although most of the rooms, to be honest with you, they're occupied right now. We've got 10 of them, and 7 of them are in use. 3 of them, so I can't bring you in there, but 3 of them are different. And I should say that the beds, of course, we've got 10 beds, like I said, 7 of them in use. I do have 1 room open out of those 7 beds. There's a common room upstairs, too, kind of a dormitory, we call it, which is a little cheaper if you're looking for a place to stay for a little bit less expensive. But because there's only the 3 beds, you might have to squeeze you a bit. That's the only thing. Well, if just the 2 of you, actually, you should fit nicely now that I think of it. That's all you've got in your party, right? Just the 2?
Actually, we have some acquaintances that are still out and about around town. I'm pretty sure they'll make their way here eventually, and yeah.
Well, what do they look like so I can be on the lookout for them? I'm happy to do that.
It's 2 mallards, a horse, and a chicken.
And she
Walk into a bar.
yeah, that's the idea, right? They're doing that. 2 mallards, a horse, and a chicken. Oh, all right, it's interesting. A chicken, you say, like to eat, or it's a?
I thought so.
All right, well, I'll be on the lookout for 2 horses, a mallard, and a chicken. And
That's not what I said.
She says, Annabella, and the other woman with the bandana comes over. Yes. Yes, mistress. And she says, "Oh, Annabella, these 2 have just come into town, and they've got 2, well, actually 4 other members of their party. Could you be on the lookout, my dear, for 2 mallards, and 1 horse,
Yes.
and a chicken?"
Yes.
And the sort of the other woman kind of says, 2 horses, 2 mallards,
No.
a horse, and a chicken. All
2
right.
mallards, a horse, and a chicken.
All right, I suppose I can look for them, mistress. Sure. They're going to be here soon.
I won't be staying. I have other accommodations, so you don't have to worry about me.
Oh, you're sure? I mean, like we could find you. Like there is a room that'll be just your own room. I mean, it'd be all private.
And like every time they like lean in, like they're interested, like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah,
Chubb is like, just keeps leaning away. Just and the ears kind of go back, and the hackles start coming up again. It's just no, I don't like being in cities. No.
Oh, I see. All right. Well, I certainly understand. Well, then there should be enough room at least for the 3 non-human, 3 non-animal members of your party, or you should have room for those that aren't animals, is what I'm saying. The chicken and the horse, well, we do have some stables, and I could, and she kind of looks helplessly at Annabella, and Annabella says, we could, but there's a coop. We could put the chicken in with the chickens in the coop. Oh, yeah, well, right, that's right, Annabella's right. We could just do that, sure, that's right. And yes, well...
Wait, you have chickens?
Oh, yes, we have several. We keep them outside in the... not fully outside, but in the stables. They're protected from the weather, but sometimes people are in need of chickens for... And she kind of, like, her eyes flicker to both of you. Reasons of nourishment. And she says, anyway, all right, well, thank you, Annabella. And Annabella nods, and so Vagenhild turns back to you all and says, to the 2 of you, and says, all right, well, if you're not going to wait for your friends, perhaps you could want to go up into the, I can show you the rooms if you like. Well, unless you'd like to stay, says to you, Chuff, unless you want to stay here.
How crowded is this room?
Not very at the moment. There's, besides Annabella, there's like 2 dwarves, and there's maybe 1 other figure that looks like might be a human in the far side of the room.
Yeah, I'll go with you. I'd like to take a look at the...
All right. Well, all right.
Okay,
then.
so
Go ahead,
when
Doran.
we're heading up, then I would like to, or yeah, I would like to ask her. Actually, one thing caught my curiosity. It is your, how do I call it, decoration outside. It's not often you see a cage hanging out front. What's the story about that?
A cage? Well, I don't really... well, you mean... Yes. Well, it's a kind of a bird cage, you might say. We've... Well, to be truthful, Annabella actually is sometimes raises birds and uses that cage sometimes, but that room really is... We use it sometimes for people to be in, but other than that, we take care of them in between guests during the day when we're cleaning their rooms, you understand. So it's really more of a bird cage, honestly. Not super exciting, but...
Not where you keep your chickens.
No, because, those chickens they don't really fly, as you know, so we keep them on the ground floor, in the stable.
And Chuff is like, the gears are turning on one side, and he stops for a second, and his eyes kind of brighten for a minute, and he leans in real close to Toriel's like, do you think mallards lay eggs?
I've never thought about that, to be honest.
And like a little string of drool sort of starts to, and he catches himself and is like, all right, sorry, never mind. Right, yeah, it was a fairly, like, what kind of bird goes in there? That cage seemed somewhat large.
Oh, well, I wouldn't know, actually, to be honest with you. Annabella's the one who takes care of that. But I suppose you could ask her. In fact, listen, and she was just about to go up the stairs, and she says, Annabella! And Annabella, appears again from the kitchen carrying another plate of food. And Annabella says, just a moment. And she brings over the plate to the man who's in the far corner of the room. And then comes back and, yes, mistress? And Vaganild says, well, these two had a question about that cage outside for the birds you take care of. And Annabella's like, oh, yeah, yes, right, yeah. And she sort of kind of nods. And Vaganild says, well, they were curious about it. I wondered if you could maybe show them the upper floor and, if you want, talk to them a little bit about it. They might be staying with us. And Annabella sort of nods and says, okay. I would like an awareness check from Chuff and from Toriel, please. And then I'm going to talk about Ahate and Frogor in a minute, because I think you've made your way back.
Oh, demon!
Wow, look at that. Okay.
Not quite.
So, right. So, okay. So, Toriel, you don't notice anything. Chuff, as
Chuff
you
is
are
distracted by scent and high-pitched female voices. Yes.
Yes, I was just about to say. I was just about to say that. Yes. And when you do that, so first of all, of course, mark the awareness thing because of the demon. Also, it means that you sort of see Annabella with her sort of big smile and kind of nods and says, "Oh, certainly," and then begins to turn to take you upstairs. At which point, Ahate and Frogor enter the room, and Vaganild says, "Oh, well, excuse me. I see that I've got more customers." And she turns and says, "Well, hello." And then she sees them and she says, "Oh, never mind. Sorry. You said when there were two mallards, and I only see one. So, anyway, never mind. I wasn't going to."
There are clearly two mallards here. Are you blind?
Fuck.
And she kind of like, "Oh, so then these people here," and she kind of gestures to Toriel.
What do you mean
Chuff.
these people? And she gives her a desk glare.
Is that a yes?
Frogor starts leading Hogor through, like, in between the tables.
So no, wait, whoa. And Baghill comes over and it's like,
Chef.
hold on. Wait a minute. The people are kind of like, Hogor, clop. And she says, no. They're stables. Listen, Annabella, you were going to show these people around. Would you be so kind as to show them around? If you wouldn't mind, she says to you, Ahatea, it would be wonderful if, actually, no, I guess you're holding it, Frogor. If you wouldn't mind, we'd be happy to put your horse in the stable where we keep the horses. And also, we've got a coop in there where we keep chickens. And she kind of raises her eyebrows.
Jeff just sort of elbows Toriel and is like, here we go.
Chickor and Hogor are no common animals.
Oh.
They are servants and minions of Ahatea the Terrible, my mistress here.
And Dragonhild sort of, and then like realizes you're talking about Ahatea. Yeah, yes. I can certainly see how terrible it is, and that's why it would be. And she glances back at Chuff and Toriel. Terrible if something happened because we don't have accommodations for the horse inside the inn. If you could take, you called him Hogor? Hogor would have a perfect place in his own separate special stable, and the chicken would be in the special coop next to the special stable. You can see her friend, like she's figuring this out as she goes along, but she also, this is obviously not her first rodeo.
Chickor is like not like to be separated from Hogor.
Oh,
He
they'll be
does
right
not
next
meddle
to each other,
with
sir.
other common chicken folk.
Right.
I would
No, they'll be
prefer
right.
if they could stay together.
Right. They'll be right next to the coop is right next to each other. And if you want, I can put a board in to make sure that the chick gore is not with the other common chickens.
Of course, at no extra price. Yes.
Oh, certainly not any extra price. No.
How much is the base price of staying at your establishment?
35 No. She says.
So, Chuff, got any more room in your thicket?
Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, let's see.
Oh my God, we're gonna murder hobo this thing, huh?
Let's see. So, lodging costs here. 1 second.
It's really weird to like purposefully lisp the
Mhm.
entire time.
And
In
then
his
make sure
attempt,
you're not doing it afterwards too, being like, "What am you?"
in
Well, I
his
did
attempt
notice
to,
that that I really have to concentrate to get my THs right,
Mhm,
which, like,
mhm.
because it's not a natural thing as a German speaker. See? Speaker.
speaker,
Speaker.
in an attempt to distract himself from things that are bothering him, Chuff is like occasionally lapping at the tankard of mead.
Okay, so there are 3 options. One of them is currently unavailable to you because this
Then it's not an option.
is but it may be optioned later on.
I see.
And it's
Okay.
it's a luxury suite, which basically just means there's a couple of beds in a room in the same place that also has like separate, like almost like cubicles, like it's separated by a screen, more or less.
Mhm, mhm.
And that would be 2 gold for that luxury suite per night. The lodging at the inn in one of their rooms that they do have available at the moment, which has its own sort of separate room, is 5 silver. This includes meals, by the way. 5 silver. And then you can also stay in one of the beds, and they have 2 of those beds. Remember I mentioned there are 3 beds available. One of them is in that separate room. two of them are in this dormitory style, so it's like sleeping in a hostel, basically. Like you got those there, and that's only 1 silver per night. So one of those 2 beds in the dormitory, and Vagenhild tells you that she should be able to find another bed to fit either in the sort of separate room or to fit in the dormitory, and won't charge extra for that. So basically, you can stay in the dormitory for 1 silver per night per person, or you can stay, one of you can stay in the separate room, or again, she'll fit 2 beds in there. So basically, that would be 5 silver for whoever's staying in that room per night.
Yeah, we can't afford that.
Yeah, do we have any idea of how much our joint, what are our joint finances as a group looking like right now?
It's a good question.
Less than 2 silver.
Is that what you have jointly, is less than 2 silver? Well, remember,
I have less than 2 silver.
How much do you have, Toriel, out of curiosity? You have 0?
Nothing.
Chuff, and Chuff, you have nothing?
I don't think we ever established how much we had.
Is part of your starting kit in your not your your I'm a knight, so it came in my starting kit how much I have.
Right, in your starting kit. So let me go back and look, because I don't think we did establish that.
I think you have to roll for it. It tells you like so and so the. Yeah, like as a mage, I get 1d8 silver in the beginning.
Okay, so let's check that quickly for everybody.
And I already did that off stream. So.
Right, okay.
Where is that? What page?
Which class are you again?
Hunter.
Hunter.
Which is page 17.
Yeah, then it's on page 17.
Yeah.
It's like in the little gear
Oh,
thing on the
It's
bottom right.
D6 silver.
Yeah, that's
So go ahead and roll that, so we know what you have, Jeff.
Okay.
This is also sus, Trippin says. Okay.
Just looking at the
D6.
nickname suggestions for the class, you should have gone with Forest Fox
No,
as a wolf. That would have been funny.
I thought about it. I really did. I also thought of Wolfsbane. I'm like, maybe not that. So 3.
Okay, so you have 3 silver. Toriel, you have used up your silver because you got the weapon. Okay, so then that just leaves, and Ahatea, you have like less than 2 silver. Now, one good news.
I have 1 silver and 9 copper.
One bit of good news is you don't have to pay right now. Remember, you pay when you leave. So,
Ooh. Like, Ahatea's a dick, but she's not, and she's stupid, but she's like not that stupid and that much of a dick.
Okay.
Sorry, I just realized I was supposed to roll a d12 for silver.
Oh.
So
Well, you got more.
maybe I had some money all along.
Yeah. So how much money do you have? After you're like, I can't afford any of this. You wouldn't have been able to afford the gold regardless.
4 silver.
4 silver. Okay. So you have enough between you, among all of you, to be able to afford this for a couple of nights.
Excellent. Frogor would like to. Yes. Hogor would like a stay in your horse stable. Thank you. And he hands over the reins.
Okay. And Vagenhild brings, nods and says, "All right. So Annabelle will tend to your needs and show you to your rooms and your beds." And Annabella smiles and says, "Well, if you just follow me this way, please," and leads you over to the stairs, and then brings you upstairs. When you get to the second floor, and you can see that it does look to be pretty comfortable. The stairs don't creak over much, and all that sort of thing. She brings you into this one room, and she says, "Well, this is the one that we've got available." You can see it's a decent-sized room, and it's got a bed, just one bed at the moment. Like I said, she could bring another one in. And it's got a wash basin and, all that kind of basic stuff. But also, you can see there is a shuttered window And outside, can I get an awareness check from everybody, please?
Everybody? That's a lot to ask for.
Everybody make this roll. Boop, boop, boop. Okay.
Awareness, yeah?
Yep. Frogor is aware only of their new silver.
Yeah, I had to roll it twice because he has a bane on all the awareness rolls.
That's right, because there's still the we haven't yet solved the condition.
No, it's because he wears an open helm.
Oh, that's right, because of the open helm, yeah. Okay, well, so Chuff and I believe
The
Toriel.
flap from the bucket head. Oh no!
Chuff and Toriel, you hear a slight squeaking or like a kind of a disturbance, mild one, outside the shuttered window. This is not a super large room, so you can hear something kind of moving outside the window. And as you all sort of come in, she says, "I'll just show this all to all of you." And when you're all inside, she closes the door and she says, "Well, now that we're all here," she says, "now we can talk more seriously. I heard you speaking down there to Vagenhild about, well, wanting to know about that cage, and I've heard something about you. I think it's time that we had a chat. My real name is Leonora." And she kind of, she sort of looks at all of you and she says, don't be startled, and please don't start telling anyone. This is a kind of an important thing. I know you've just come here, but if you're here, it must be for a reason. Have you heard of the legend of... I was about to say, have you heard of Darth Plagueis the Wise? No, it's not that. Have you heard of Durman? Now...
Have we?
While she talks,
yes.
Toriel would like to go over to the window that is shuttered and take a peek outside.
Okay.
Whether he can make out if someone is, I don't know, listening in or something.
Are you trying to avoid her noticing that you're doing this, Toriel?
No.
Okay. So when you go over, she says...
It's good, because Chuff was about to do something very similar.
Okay. She says, as she sees you going over there, she says, "Oh, don't disturb them, please. Those are messengers. And we want to make sure that they're not bothered. At least I'll explain those in a minute. There's, well, it's complicated. And you can see that she, has the same sort of pleasant demeanor and pleasant smile, but where you might have seen sort of just kind of a pleasant, happy-go-lucky notice about the eyes, there's a wisdom in them now, perhaps, that you hadn't noticed before. And she says, and she points to a few chairs that are around the outskirts of the room, and then the bed itself, and she says, "Please, let me tell you what we're dealing with. I may have an offer for you that may be very valuable."
Get some ventilation in here, please.
Oh, well, we can certainly do that. And so she opens up one of the shutters, but she does so in such a way, Toriel, that you can't really see what's outside, but you can hear the sounds now. Something squeaking or moving around. And you hear a little bit of a faint creaking sound as if something is kind of swinging back and forth. Might be the way that you would describe it. Sorry, super loud. There we go. Let's turn that down. Okay.
Totally unaware of any of these things, Frogor would like to pull out a chair for his mistress.
Okay.
He takes a seat.
And brushes it down first so it's nice and clean.
And then Frogor, do you sit? Does Chuff sit? And I know, Toriel, you're by the window right now.
Frogor doesn't sit, but he's lower than anyone else's sitting height anyway, so, she still has to look down.
Okay. Are you going to sit Chuff/Toriel?
I'm going to make my way back over towards where the chairs are, but perhaps stand next to one.
Got it. Chuff?
Chuff is moving over closer to the window where the fresher air is.
Okay. Sounds good.
But he is not staying.
Okay. She says, well, as I said, my name's Leonora, and I'm something of a scholar, you might say. But the thing that I'm telling you about is, when you said the name, I knew it was time for me to introduce myself. The sword, Durman, is forged by the Dragon Emperor Eladane 800 years ago, when the world was a battlefield for dragons and demons. Now this sword is the blade of life. It's made to maintain the balance between order and chaos. It's a weapon for the free and unbound against the ancient evils. But in the wrong hands, Durman becomes a weapon of tyranny, an instrument of demonic darkness or draconic fire. After Eladane's death, the sword was buried in a crypt, but it's a crypt that can only be opened with a special key, a statuette split into 4 pieces, one for each direction under Eladane's rule. The truth, she says, what the villagers think is that they live in the Misty Vale. But the truth is that what is today known as the Misty Vale was the heart of Eladane's empire, and Durman's crypt is hidden right here under the old temple ruin in this very village. You saw it when you walked through the gate. And, she's talking about the temple that you remember. But opening the crypt requires the 4 pieces of the statuette. They've been missing for centuries, and they've been sought by Eladane's servants as well as followers of the demon prince Sathmog. They're probably, in fact, I'm convinced certainly, found somewhere among the ruins of the Misty Vale. And they need to be found. And she pauses and says, I'm part of a sacred organization called the Truth Society. We strive to bring ancient artifacts and local knowledge back to humankind. You strike me as capable adventurers, and if you were asking about the cage, it means you noticed something about those messengers. I want to ask you, would you help me find the lost statuette pieces? Help us open the crypt of Eladane? My order isn't rich, but we can offer you 50 gold pieces per piece, and the honor of fighting for a good cause. But you need to beware. An order of dragon-worshipping knights is also looking for Durman. They seek to re-establish the old draconic empire and to enslave everyone living in the Misty Vale. Well, I want that stopped. And I also want to make sure that we can find more knowledge and bring that information back to the extent that we can. If you were to bring me all 4 pieces, well, 200 gold, which would be the assembled wealth almost of my entire order, would be yours. And frankly, you could stay at a place better than the 3 Stags Inn for that kind of coin. But more important, you would be striking a blow against the demons and the dragons that continue to fight over what's left of humanity. We need something to stand against them, and we need knowledge too. Will you help us?
While she explains this,
Yeah.
Toriel looks over to Chuff, slowly maybe moving his head towards the bat wrap that he has in his pocket and gives him a questioning glance.
He's not focused directly out the window, but he keeps tilting his nose that way to kind of keep a focus on what scents are going on outside. But he does catch note of the glance, and he's just like, he just kind of licks his lips like, I'm still going to eat it. I don't care.
Triffitt does make a good point in chat that actually Leonora would be making reference to mortal kind rather than humanity. That's a lazy shorthand on my part. Leonora does use the term mortal kin as opposed to humanity. Yeah, my bad. It's a good point, Triffitt. Because otherwise, why would mallards, a wolf, and an elf care? But they would
right.
care.
That's why when you said it, I was like,
no, it's my that's my fault. Sorry, that's a shorthand. I should have said mortal kin because she goes out of her way to say that.
Frogor would like to take out the note that was attached to the bat that referenced Sathmog, the 3-tongued liberator.
Okay.
And he asks straight up, Did you write this?
And she kind of looks, what And do you hand it over for her to look at?
I hold on to it with my
okay.
sticky little fingers, but she can look at it if she wants.
Oh. And she says, now this is the problem. I told you I would explain the situation with the messengers, those bats. So, you see, we use messengers to convey messages back and forth from myself to other members of the Truth Society. But recently, within the last several months, I would say, someone else has been either intercepting or replacing those messengers with others, replacing regular bats with vampire bats, replacing birds with dangerous foul ravens.
Vampire birds.
Not that, yeah, vampire birds. Replacing vampires with double vampires. No. No, but replacing them with foul ravens and other creatures that are not the ones that I would use. See what I did there?
Hey.
She says, I was only trying to feather my nest. No, she says...
That is just offensive.
And she says, and the truth is, I think it's part of the draconic order. It's the only thing I can assume. Or perhaps it's one of the demon groups, I don't know. But there's other people looking for this besides us. They've been replacing some of my messengers and some of my own messengers. It means that I don't even know sometimes whether what I thought was the one working for us, the Truth Society, is ours anymore. And she shakes her head and she says, did you find this? Where did you find this, if I might ask? She's like pointing at the note that you have, Frogor.
Are you saying that you did not write this?
Certainly not. I don't know what this...
So you're
this?
certainly not saying that you did not write this?
Oh, no.
She pauses and calculates. I'm definitely not saying that I wrote it because I didn't write it. And then she nods. And she kind of gives this confused look. Is that correct? Yes. I didn't write it, is what I'm saying. But I certainly do use messengers. And she hands you, she says, look. And she takes from her behind her, she goes over one of the shelves in this room, and she takes out there's a set of papers basically stacked up. And she pulls one and she says, here. And she puts it down on the table, and you see a note which says, more information needed. And it looks like kind of a crude map. There's like little X's on the map, and as you look at it, you think it's kind of a crude representation of the Misty Vale. Nothing as detailed as the map that you possess, but, sort of in the same ballpark. And there are several, like, question marks and writings on it, like, could it be here? Heard rumors over here, and there's several, like, marks this way. The handwriting doesn't look at all the same, Frogor, as the note that you're holding.
Just folds up the note and puts it back in his armor.
Surcoat.
Chainmail.
Okay. Tunic.
Well, he is wearing a surcoat, so...
Well, Toriel does take this opportunity and replies to a question. Well, given the fact that we found this basically nailed almost to your front door, you might want to reconsider who you trust in this building.
She says, nailed to the front door? What do you mean? Where was this?
Frogor's looking at Toriel, very confused. It was I thought it was a bolt. Says to Ahate, I don't think this guy is very smart.
Doesn't seem to know anything about objects made of wood, specifically.
That seems to be the problem, yes. Toriel asks Chuff, Chuff, would you mind showing us what you collected earlier? I mean, you can still keep it, but just for reference.
Oh, well, if I can still keep it, that's fine. And so he pulls out the little bat Rito.
And she her eyes widen and she says, well, and then she sort of says, you found it like This?
It was tied like right here, I think.
But it wasn't made into a round. What?
Well, no, it's just easier for transportation. So I cook it.
And she sort of, I see, and kind of goes, well, yes, that was one of mine. It wasn't living when you found it, was it?
No.
Oh.
Why would I eat a live bat?
Oh, all right, well, that's good. And she says, that's the second one that's been shot down within the last week alone. I don't know what I'm going to do. I need to be able to convey information. I can't... And she kind of sort of sighs to herself and she says, bats are, of course, only around usually during the dusk, and in the night I send them out. Usually you'd think it'd be much less likely they'd be shot down, and yet there's this one. I can't believe it. You found this message on this. This isn't what I sent. I sent a message asking about artifacts, about whether they discovered them. There was several of my order that said they had found some to the north. Didn't write anything about this, and she kind of gestures at the note, Frogor, that you were holding before. I know you folded it, but like...
Are we able to tell... I don't know, I know in D&D you got like a specific skill you can use to try and like tell if someone's lying. I don't really know what we would use in Dragonbane to try and like...
Yeah,
Nothing that we have on hand, I can tell you.
the equivalent of like insight is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I thought you mean a spell. Sorry.
Oh, well that is a whole
Like
other
Zone
thing.
of Truth or something. No.
Yeah, I am curious about it because you would have thought that it would be awareness, but really it's not. Awareness is the equivalent of perception.
Almost like opposite bluffing.
Right. In fact, I think that's the skill that we use, is bluffing, because we're trying to determine if it's bluffing, so you do an opposed roll. All right, what do we think? Do you want to try the bluffing roll, Frogor?
Yes.
Okay.
None of my rolls have gone wrong today.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, you think that, like, clearly Leonara is, like, is bothered by the fact that she's looking at this dead messenger of hers. Like, I mean, that's pretty clear. But you don't get any sense of she's this way because, aha, you've uncovered my secret plot. You know, like, you don't get that feeling from it. Clearly, Leonara is more than she seems, but the problem for you, Frogor, is that she's already admitted she's more than she seems. Like, she's already said that I'm this person who works at an inn pretending to be a barmaid when, in fact, I'm actually, like, the member of this truth society. So, yeah, clearly she's concealing something, but she may have already told you what she was concealing. So, as far as whether you specifically can tell she lied about making this note, you can't tell that.
One more thing. How well do you know Captain Hardy at the gate?
Oh, he's a good man. Rough, ready, that one, but he's a good man, and he does what he can to keep the city safe. He's always careful not to let people into Outskirt that aren't supposed to belong here. That's another reason I knew it was okay to come to you. When I saw that you were here and asking questions, I knew you must have gotten past Hardy first.
Is he a part of your order?
No, Captain Hardy is the leader of the militia of the village, you might say, but not a member of the Truth Society. The truth is, well, I'm one of the only members here. She kind of lowers her voice.
It's only... Mentally speaking, this could have been a slip from the voice of our esteemed dungeon master. But when we entered the town, I asked after Leonara, and he directed us to you, so he must know your identity.
And so she nods and she says, well, Yes. He knows that I'm not Annabella, but he's really one of the only people in town who does. He only knows that I belong to this thing called the Truth Society, but he doesn't know anything beyond that, or at least not that he's ever told me. I suppose him directing you to me, well, that means that we were meant to meet at some point, at least I would hope so. But as far as I know, there's nothing to distrust about him. And she kind of gets a little bit of an expression on her face as well, now I wonder. I can't imagine that he would mean any ill to me, but, well, no, he must have sent you to me because he knew that I was looking for
adventurers. Doesn't have to mean ill.
Oh.
If he would direct us to you by that name so easily, having just met us, who else might he have told that to?
No, he wouldn't do that. We've spoken about this several times. He may have realized that you were of a certain type. I have told him that I am looking for some adventurers because I need others to be able to continue our work, and hopefully that I can provide some work too. Perhaps, and she kind of lowers her voice again, well, Hardy is worried about the people who come into this town sometimes. If he can get rid of them by sending them off on what I imagine he thinks are fool's errands for me, he knows that my money's good and that I can pay them and maybe keep them from taking jobs from others here, but still providing money to the local economy. It could be as simple as that. I don't know, I trust him.
I suppose it doesn't matter to us because we don't know we trust either of them. So.
So, if you did not write this note, and this snack was shot down just outside this building, is it likely that it was returning with this message, or that it was departing with this message? Because if it was departing with this message, that means that whoever replaced this note could very well be here.
I can't imagine that it would have departed with this message, because if it were at least coming from this place in the inn, I'm the only one who allows access to it. At least for the most part. I suppose it's possible someone could have broken into the top floor or something, but it seems unlikely, and also dangerous. Coming back the other way, though, well, I did find one of these creatures that had replaced one of my own messengers, and I did find a note, but it didn't make any reference to this. And she says, I think I have it somewhere. And she kind of goes back over to the bookshelf, and she says, yes, there was this one. And in fact, look, and she shows you, and the message has been basically torn and ripped. The only thing that's visible on it is that, which I've just put on stream, is this symbol, which you may recognize is the same symbol that you've seen before.
The cow.
I've seen, that was the only thing I found on this, and I did receive the message and didn't know what to do with it. Someone is maybe trying to discredit us or undercut our work. Now I wonder. I thought Hardy was protecting me from, but maybe he's not. Maybe the Truth Society itself is in danger. This is terrible. And she just sort of seems very perturbed. And she puts it away and she says, I appeal to you. Please, if you're able to do some of this work, first of all, it will keep me from exposing myself apparently any more than I already have. But also, this is very serious. It means, as you say, there could be someone inside the village that is trying to stop us. I thought it was coming from the outside, but maybe that's not true. But besides the money and the gold, and she turns to the rest, and she turns to all of you, there's other things too. There might be other magical items, objects that might be of great value to you. And again, I'm simply looking for these statuette pieces because those are the things that will grant us the knowledge that we need, the thing that we need to battle the dragons and the demons alike. But any other magical items, well, that would be something you would be able to take. It would be a great value for you. Well, of course, I don't know. I shouldn't be going on like this. Perhaps You think I'm a fool. I care deeply, and I want to do what I can to make sure that mortal kin are not put at risk. I'm sorry if I've ignored obvious signs in doing that. She kind of lowers her, face to the floor. Just looks down at the floor.
Frogor says to Ahatea,
This may work to our advantage, mistress. She may have knowledge of the mound of the master or mistress of the Dark Knight who was buried with the riches.
And you say this out loud as usual, right?
Of course, I was going to say
Yeah,
he's only got
one
one
more
volume.
Right, okay. That's what I thought. So
he
she's
leans down to say it to Ahatea, or up, I guess, because she's on a chair, but says it as a completely normal volume.
and she says, "Oh, you're speaking of Rittermound. That's what you mean, right?"
Ridder Mound is the mound of the knight, but
Look, and he opens his purse and there's 4 silver pieces in it.
knights are not Knights are not the people with the money. It is the masters and mistresses of the knights. So we must find the mound of the master of the knight.
And she smiles and she says, "Ah, but here is where being a member of the Truth Society can be so helpful. Because you see, this was not any knight. It was and her eyes widen a bit, a dark knight. One who took riches for himself. He stole it, in fact, from some of the people of Misty Vale. It wasn't called that then, of course. It was something different. And took the money for himself. When he died, it is said that he himself still watches over his treasures." And she says, "But it is quite possible that one of those treasures is one of the statuette pieces. You would be able to find wealth there, presumably, and also maybe even a statuette piece. And I would be able to mark the location of it. It's not actually all that far from here. It's perhaps 2 days' march in the Iron Forest over to the eastern reaches."
She said, looking at her notes.
The GM is doing that. She's not.
But it is funny to imagine.
Yeah. She
Checks
holds
notes.
it up.
So this person is a dark knight, and he was a bad person because he went around taking riches for himself, which is exactly what you're encouraging us to do.
I'm doing it because you're being paid for a job well done. He took it from people simply because he was stronger, not because he had done any work for it. He took it from innocence, is what I've been told. At least that's what the stories say.
He took it for himself rather than for his master or mistress, which
fact,
would
he
have
said-
made him a good knight.
And she says, in fact, he himself acted as his own master. She kind of says to you, Frodo.
No!
Yes!
Frogor like dramatically falls out.
I would never, mistress, please believe me, I would never be tempted to go down this path. There is only one true mistress for all of us.
And she comes over and she says, puts an arm around your shoulders, Frogor, and says, "This cannot stand. No loyalty to a mistress. And she just shakes her head.
Mistress, please, I implore you, we must right this wrong.
Frogor's
of course.
totally
but
convinced.
so you are saying, yes, if I understand this correctly, that you are paying us to make money?
I'm paying you to find and bring back the statuette piece and to explore that place. Whatever you find there is yours, and if you do find a piece, I'll give you 50 gold pieces per piece."
You will give us 50 gold pieces per gold piece that we find?
No, 50 gold pieces per statuette piece.
No making revisions?
She says, no, the statuette pieces.
So all of these statue pieces are wet.
Yeah, and she sort of blinks. Not statue dry, but statuette, yes. It's a small little statue, hence statuette.
And of course, Chuff completely understands, but he's
No, I
being
know.
such a gremlin.
No, I know.
He just wants to fit in with the rest of the group.
He kind of, yeah. And being a jerk is distracting. Go ahead.
The issue as well is that...
question.
Go on.
Who pocketed the statuette piece that we have acquired?
I got it.
I see. Okay.
It vanished into the depths of her robe.
Along with her 10-foot-long legs.
Yes. It's actually a rope of holding. But the thing is
Rope
that
of
there isn't a lot of extra space on there because her legs takes up so much of
Mhm.
space. So
She's actually riding a unicycle underneath the cloak. Is what she
Right.
used to do.
Yep. Just imagining big duck feet on the pedals of a unicycle, just a
She's constantly
horror
doing
show.
this, like,
Right. Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
This is going to be a point where we're going across, like, it's going to be some beautiful vista where we're crossing some fallen log over a chasm and the sun's setting in the background and the sun is going to shine through her robe and you're going to see the unicycle
Right.
underneath it.
the music's going to switch from do 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 to
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Anyway,
So she says, so what about it? I can mark your map, and tomorrow morning you could head to this place. It's Ritterman. Now, I should warn you, I have heard some rumors that it might be guarded by creatures, but I'm sure that you can manage that. I can't imagine that there's a lot of, hysteria around these things.
what sort of hysterical creatures are we talking about?
Well, and she kind of smiles. She says, some people say they might be of the not still living variety. So
Like this?
Office
She
worker?
holds up the bat.
she kind of winces. She says, no, not like my poor bat.
So like office workers?
She says, no, even more ghostly.
Ooh.
Gas station workers during the night shift.
Well, gas might have something to do with it.
Hey,
So
very
she-
nice.
So but she says, but we should, you should get some rest though. Listen, for this first night, she lowers her voice further, I'll take care of the cost. Don't worry about it. It's on me. And since we've had this discussion, it seems reasonable that I can put you in this room right here. If anything comes back, one of those something tries to shoot down a creature or one of the evil creatures comes back, not one of my pleasant little birds or bats, but something horrible and worse, well, then you'll be able to intercept any notes and find out what it is that they're saying. So please, if you would, and I can bring in a bed here, and she thinks, she's like, I think I could probably fit in another bed here, and she spends about 30 seconds thinking of like the room Tetris involved in getting 4 beds inside this room. She eventually decides that she thinks she can do it.
Three.
Oh, right. And then she remembers, oh yes, that's right. Well, 3 I can certainly fit. Yes.
Frogor sleeps on the floor at the base of his mistress's bed.
Oh, well then only 2 beds are needed. Will you want a blanket though? Says to you, Frogar.
He looks to Ahatea to see if he deserves a blanket after all the trouble he caused today.
And it's like you see like the gears turning inside her skull, which aren't a lot of gears to be fair, but
There's like one, it's not interfacing with any other gear.
and she like mutters to herself, well, on the one hand you don't deserve it, but also if you catch a cold, that will be even more trouble for me. So I guess you can have a blanket, sure, whatever.
Thank you, mistress. You are most terrible as usual.
Yes.
And so she says, wonderful.
Also, room service lady, I wish to have supper, please.
Absolutely.
And thank you.
We will bring you
With
our delicious...
extra
Yes?
croutons. I want my breadcrumbs.
Yes, we will bring you stew with croutons. Croutons. Bread pieces, you mean?
Yes. What else are croutons made of?
Wasn't familiar. Okay, that sounds good. We will get you that. You want stew? Would the rest of you like stew?
Still poor. Batterito.
I'm sorry.
So
Frogle's trying to.
odds.
Frogle's wondering how he can go out and have his pre-planned dinner with stuff, but also have the now being planned dinner at the pub. It's really hard. He's gonna have to work out the logistics.
Ha 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 ha.
What were you saying, Crocs?
I was saying I'm nodding. Yeah, it's like Toriel will say, "Yep, I'm gonna have that stew."
Toriel's going to have the stew. Ahatea's going to have the stew with croutons. Chuff is going to be outside the village. And Frogor is trying to figure out how to be in two places at once, if I understand this correctly. Okay. So, as Frogor is thinking these things through, I think that we can pull the camera a little bit back to show that as they are making their plans for the night, and then the next morning, where apparently they are going to set out for Rittermound to right this terrible wrong of a knight not helping their master or mistress. The night watch is about to begin, and marching by, you can see is a couple of militia members, and in front of them, Captain Hardy. And Captain Hardy comes to the village square, the town square, and looks down at the ground, and he looks at one particular spot and kneels down where there's maybe just a little bit of fur, blood, maybe left over, and nods slowly, stands, and moves on with his patrol as we bring day 3 of Dragonbane to a close. Going to be very interesting to see what happens next. I cannot wait. I am having an absolute blast with this adventure, I have to tell you. I love all of my campaigns for different reasons. Man, am I having fun with this crew and with this adventure, which is just going to get cooler and cooler as we go along. All right, experience, y'all. Let's talk about what we did today. I will start, let's see, this time I will go in the opposite direction. I'm going to start with you, Crocs. Crocs, did you participate in the game session?
I feel that I do exist today, so yes.
You do. You did indeed exist, yes. Also, quick note, by the way, we've had good turnout, especially on a Tuesday. Very solid, consistent turnout for this. So this is great. So keep it up, everybody, in chat. Thank you all for being here and letting spread the word. All right, so Crocs, go ahead and mark one of the skills, please. Again, it can be whichever one you want that you would like to try. What are we looking at? What are you gonna mark?
I think I am going for awareness today.
Okay, seems reasonable. Did you explore a new location?
Well, if the inn counts as a new location.
I was thinking about it. I think so. I think we can count that, yes. So I would say
And the
you did.
smithy.
And the smithy, yeah. So
the
let's say yes, you did.
Okay. Then I would like to have another mark on hammers for that one.
Okay. Now, did you defeat one or more dangerous adversaries? I don't.
Well, the adversaries already were defeated for us, so
Yeah, I would say pre-defeated.
unless you count dinner, it's probably
Yes,
no.
I would say no. Did you overcome an obstacle without using force?
Well, we did not beat up all the equipment and people inside the smithy after a slight mishap, so
Yeah, I mean, I'd say probably not, unless there's something I'm missing. I don't think so. Did you give in to? Remind me again your weakness. I'm sorry, I know you told me this before, Crux.
my weakness is fearful of magic, or
that's right.
skeptic of magic.
And you didn't give in to your weakness in this case because you didn't encounter it. So I think that's 2 marks this time. Did you get a mark? Did you roll a dragon or demon? You didn't, right?
No,
Okay.
I was off by 1.
All right, so 2 marks. So let's see. Go ahead and do your little leveling up thing. Let's see whether you advance each of those.
I'm rolling now. Oh.
Okay, so you have advanced awareness for sure. So your awareness is higher. Hammers, you definitively did not advance.
Yep.
In fact, the opposite. And you can't re-roll on a dragon. It doesn't, unfortunately, work that way.
Yeah. But
So-
that doesn't count as a mark for the next time, right?
No, it doesn't. Sadly not. Sadly not. All right, but still, got an advance in awareness, though, which is good. Is that up to 10 now, or is that up to 11?
It is up to 11 now.
Okay. Very cool. All right. So, why is that not showing up here? It's odd that it's not showing up with... Let me try... Give me just 1 second. Let me try reloading this. So I want to make sure the chat can see it as you're trying to do this. Reloading. There it is. Well, no, it's still not showing that. That's weird. Okay, anyway, I'm not going to worry about it now. Okay, so good stuff today, and I will do this all at once. Crux, how did you, beyond that, Toriel got a chance to talk shop with Badenor a little bit today, and also made, I think, some good points about the question of what was going on with the bats and the cage and the sort of trying to figure out these other things that were going on. So that was fun to watch, and it'll be interesting to see, I think, how going on you're able to sort of pay attention to what is happening this in one way or the other. How did you feel about today's session? Where will the fine folks find you next?
Well, today's session was fun. I'm going to say that first. I'm very much looking forward to how much more mystery and betrayal that will inevitably wait for us. So yeah, I'm very curious about how many parties are actually staying at this inn and more or less actively trying to send messages.
A lot of, yeah, exactly. Like multiple groups that are sort of involved in this thing. Not the most secure messaging system I've ever heard. You know, it's like using WhatsApp for government business. Who does that? I mean, anyway, but always a pleasure. And Crocs, where will we will see you, I guess, with us next time?
Yes, I will be joining you next time.
All right. Look forward to it. Thank you, Crocs. All right, Tari. Ahatea now.
Yeah.
So, did you participate in the game session?
Yes.
So what are you going to mark?
Links.
Sorry, which?
I used my
Slings
today.
Oh, yeah, slings. That's right.
Slings.
Did you explore a new location?
We did say that counts, yes. And we also did the extra round around town, so...
We did. Yeah, so I would say that counts. Did you defeat one or more dangerous adversaries?
Wait, so, like, first of all, for that, I'm going to take bartering, since I used that.
Okay.
Adversaries. No, we didn't.
Did not. Did you overcome an obstacle without using force?
Does an annoying clerk count? Store clerk count?
I don't think so.
She did not kill her or attempt to.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah, I don't know about overcoming though. I think probably
No,
not. And then did you give in to your weakness?
What weakness? She doesn't have any weaknesses. No, yes, absolutely. She fucking did.
Yeah, this is going to be an
Oh
easy
my
one
God,
for
did
you
she
because
ever?
you're super haughty. So go ahead and mark that. What are you going to mark?
I'm gonna go with myths and legends.
All right, I
We
love
heard
it.
so much about myths and legends today.
That's right. Okay, let's see. Let us see what you get. Yeah, it's doing it on my screen, but it's not doing it on the chat screen. So, all right, let's see. Bartering, you went way over, so yes, that will advance. Myths and legends, you went over, so you're going to advance with that as well. Slings, however, not so much. You do not advance with that. So
No
bartering
slings.
and myths and legends are both advanced.
Yes.
All right, good
Very
stuff.
good.
And how did you? I really appreciated Ahatea's like, yes, the sort of not only the haughtiness, but also just like the deliberate not. I love the mixture of not actually being super bright and all that stuff, and yet always having to maintain one's haughtiness one way or the other was really great. And also, it'll be interesting to see like the whole thing about the piece. You're saying you make these gold pieces per piece of gold that we bring back to you, and like it's one of those things where you say something that's so silly that the other person's like, am I the problem? Like, am I the crazy one? Which was a lot of fun. How did you feel about today's session, Tari?
Confidence in her, in the shit that she says.
That's right.
Know?
That's right.
But she's just so convinced of the kind of nonsense that she spouts.
How'd you feel about today?
That she spouts. This was hilarious. So yeah, good stuff, good fun. Very much looking forward to the next session. Next week is going to be a game book stream,
Game
right?
book illustration should be closing in towards the end of Into the Dark, actually. So
yes. Yeah. So come by for that. I will try to make sure that my hand is usable on that day.
That'll be helpful.
Overwork myself. But yeah, looking forward to that also. And yeah, that's me. Oh yeah, follow me on social media at TariTunes on Blue Sky, on Tumblr, and on Kara.app.
Yes, and you can type in exclamation point, I believe it is TariTunes or exclamation point Tari in chat for those links. Also, be on the lookout for the new thing coming out soon.
Yeah, but that's going to take a while.
But that's going to take a while. Okay, be aware that it will be coming. So, thanks, Prince Justin. Good stuff today, Tari. I really enjoyed this, and I'm looking forward to Game Book Illustration next week and Dragonbane week after that. Tren, let's go with you next. Did you participate in the game session, sir?
No.
God damn it, that's not true. Oh,
why did you ask?
So we'll mark that because you're the one who has to tell me. I got to get that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what are you going to mark for that one?
Let's go with, since he's going to be cooking this bat, we'll go with bushcraft.
Okay, sounds good.
For that one.
Bushcraft also useful for getting a shift rest in when you're out in the wild. So that is going to be interesting too. I mean, that has value beyond just this. Okay, hold on one second, just fixing. Okay, good. That's fixed now. Lovely, wonderful. Okay, all right. Next up, did you explore a new location?
Yeah, I mean, we went to the same space as everybody else did, with the exception of making the grand loop around the town. Excuse me, the grand procession.
The procession, yes.
Around town that Ahatea and Frogor did.
Which, by the way, looking at it on stream, as the tokens were moving around, it looked like Ahatea's like walking forward, and then Frogor's like, and then Ahatea's walk, and then Frogor. Like,
and I can just see Frogor be, make way for my mistress! Just pronouncing her as they go around, and everybody being like, what in the hell is this?
To be fair, this is a pretty small town, and this might be the most noteworthy and entertaining thing that has happened in months.
Oh, I mean, listen, no doubt about that. So you did explore a new location. What are you going to mark for that, Tren?
I don't know. We did kind of touch on languages from the Dwarven, so right. I'll use that.
Did you defeat one or more dangerous adversaries?
No.
I don't think so. Did you overcome an obstacle without using force?
Not really.
I don't think so. Weakness. Now, this is. I have a question for you, actually.
Yeah.
Did you overcome it? Because you tell me. I mean, I don't want to make it yes if you don't want to make it that way. But it is the idea, if you during the session acted in a way that clearly goes against your weakness, you could argue this not clearly go against it. I'm just reminding everybody that if you do that, for those in chat who didn't hear this, then you get 2 advancement marks for doing that at the end, but then that weakness is erased and you have to wait a session before choosing a new weakness if you want to do it. So
I would say no, because his is largely about I never sleep indoors. We haven't slept.
Right, okay.
And the issues that he has with scent are different than what he's doing. It's close, but it's different.
Okay, I figured
So,
as much, but I just wanted to check. Okay, all right, and then you didn't do any dragons or demons. You did do one.
Did one, which is what
Mark.
awareness is already tagged for.
All right, let's see what you get then.
Okay.
Answer is okay. So you advance in awareness. Oh, look at that clean sweep. Advance in awareness, 16 over 12, so that's going to go up. Advance in bushcraft, 19 over 12, that's going to go up. And advanced in languages, 19 over 6, that's going to go up. Hello. That's a good leveling setup for that. So good stuff. Well done, Trent. And again, I very much appreciated Chuff's, the stuff about, are you going to eat that? Like, wait a minute. The thing that was really cracking me up was the, like, do ducks lay eggs, do mallards lay eggs and all that was very funny. It's funny because Chuff is obviously no fool, but the sort of wolfishness remains. And so there are just these elements where you're kind of like, wait, what? Oh, well, of course that would be. So the thing with a little drool and all that was funny. But of course also Chuff is thinking about broader concerns about,
Don't waste food.
Yeah, exactly. So that was a lot of fun too. And then obviously you have some mysteries here that are part of being solved with this Truth Society person, having had breaches in security, perhaps. How did you feel about today's session? Where will the fine folks find you next?
With every, this is what, our third,
day 3.
Third. Okay. With every passing session that we have together, I absolutely find this group more and more endearing. There is because we each have our own little facets and elements that we play for our own character's sake, but the way that they interact with each other is capable of running the gamut between hysterical and just stupid. It is so funny. And at the same time, we can get into some really serious moments of, wait a minute, if we don't get this sorted out, we're going to die, kind of thing. And I love that we have that kind of dynamism with our group, and that we fall into those patterns so easily, and that we can shift gears like that, even those of us who only have one gear in our head. I love it.
To mean?
Which is decorated with a duck skull.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
love it. Absolutely love it.
Where will the lovely folks find you next, Trent?
Here.
Yes, I believe that's correct.
For Eberron?
Yes, and I'm trying to remember. Let me just quickly look.
Saturday on the 7th.
I think it is yes. So yes, and it is Saturday the 7th. And for those watching and are like, oh, I get to see Trent do some other cool stuff. So Eberron is in its final stages now, and it's literally beginning the final thing called Back to the Mud, which is the final season and the final section of the season. These are all level 19 characters now as they are engaging with this world-shaking stuff. So very different kind of character than Chuff. But
a little bit, yeah,
just
maybe.
a bit, but very powerful. So,
yeah. While we've been playing again, I got my email noting that I'd been invited to this Zoom call, which was great.
Excellent.
But I also got a couple of emails from Kat Day and from Richard Dansky, because I'm going to be narrating another one of his stories. And cool. we're just back and forth on stuff. And I'm like watching the notifications come in, and I'm like, I can't.
Yeah. Richard Dansky is in the Gen Con Writer Symposium, and so I've been on a couple of things with him, on panels with him, and he's going to be back this year. So
he has written the what is now 4 werewolf stories that I've read for Pseudopod.
Nice. And
they keep coming back to me going, hey, you want to, it's a stupid question, but do you want to read a story about werewolves? I'm like, yes. What the hell is wrong with you? And so he was just telling me that the next one is done, and they're like, okay, we're gonna, if you want to do it. I'm like, yeah, of course they do. And so yep, it's gonna be good. And the one that I already finished of John Wiswell's story, Bad Doors. That will be coming up later this month.
Nice. Yeah. And of course, Wiswell's great too. And you can, and if you're like, where do I hear Trent do all this reading? Perhaps check out Grey Shade, Renegade, and Heretic audiobooks. The Heretic audiobook is just finished. So the Grey Assassin trilogy of mine, completely read and brilliantly so by Trent. So you should check that out. Trent, thank you. Good work today. Last but certainly not least, Bruce, did you participate in the game session today?
I did.
You did, yay! Mark something down, and you got a dragon and a demon, so you got a lot.
Yeah,
you got a lot of leveling coming up. So what are you going to mark for this one? Also, I'm sorry, Chad, about the music being off. It again, two separate instances. Again, I've already written to Roll20 about this. I love Roll20, but could you please make it easier for those of us who stream to have two different iterations running at the same time? One of which is for chat, because that's what the players see, and one of which is for me, because I don't want to reveal everything to chat, because then it won't be as fun for you. I don't know why Roll20 isn't easier for us to do that. It just,
Clearly, they want us to go to their competitors.
No, but it's, yeah, I know, but anyway, please, Roll20, hear my cry. Okay, sorry, so what have you marked, Bruce?
Riding.
Riding, okay, I can see that. All right, did you explore a new location?
We are saying that we did. Yep.
Yes. Plus, you also had the extra loop, the procession, as we said. So yes. What are you going to mark for that?
Bartering.
Okay, makes sense. Did you defeat one or more dangerous adversaries?
Does a dress count?
I'd say not. Also, I don't think you defeated it, to be clear.
I think it defeated me.
I was going to say, it might be dangerous, but you didn't beat it. Okay. Oh, God, I forgot about that. The strip of the dress was so great. Yeah, now you have also something that's basically on layaway, although you did get rid of the warg skins. That was something. Did you overcome an obstacle without using force?
No.
I don't think so, for previous reasons.
The obstacles overcame me.
But, you know what? I think you did give in to your weakness, didn't you?
I did. I chased a piece of toast into
a suit of armor. 100% you did, yes. So please mark that. So that means we've got 5 things, if I'm not mistaken, that you marked, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Acrobatics, bartering, crafting, persuasion, and riding.
All right. Well, let's see it. Let's see how we go.
Boop.
Okay. Bartering. Let's see. Acrobatics is higher, so yes, that goes up. Bartering is just underneath, so that will not go up. Crafting is higher, so that will go up. Persuasion is higher, that will go up. And no, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Persuasion goes up and riding goes up. So basically, acrobatics, crafting, persuasion, and riding all go up. Only bartering didn't go up. Wow. Some good level things for everybody this time. So good stuff, Bruce. And again, I love the stuff with the dress. I love the stuff with the sort of the sadness. And I had this image in my mind of like Leonard coming over and being like, this can't stand. And you being like, you're right, that can't stand. Who would do that? Like how it's just like wrong that a knight would take money for themselves. It's just wrong. I really appreciated all of that. Another separate thing, by the way, I love the image of you looking around at everybody and Ahatea staring at her own reflection as the last one the camera goes on, and so not even noticing. Oh, so funny. How did you feel about today's session, Bruce? Where will the fine folks find you next?
Yeah, it was super fun today, and yeah, I really loved that. And I think as Tren was saying, I like how all the different links are slowly building between members of the group. You know, Ahatea and Frogor came with sort of a pre-built connection, but then we've also, like, with Chuff being able to, I feel like Frogor and Chuff have built an understanding, and that we, you know, have our joint love of Bat Rito to you know, help us together. And then, you know, but then Chuff also has this thing going on with Toriel, where it's like, look at these two idiots, what are we gonna do with them? You know, I really like how everything's coming together. So yeah, I love that. And the fine folks will find me next. I'm trying to remember. I think the By the Dice Roll group isn't meeting again till April.
Till April,
now,
unfortunately, yeah.
So it will be this group that you'll see me in next in 2 weeks' time, and you should all definitely be
Because we're an hour later too. Yeah.
That's right. And also, don't forget, next time these folks, unless it is possible, they will take the entire session just figuring out how to sleep. But assuming that they don't do that, then the next session will also include them journeying. We're going to get a chance to see what those rules are like, and then getting to the place that apparently they're going, which is Rittermount, and seeing what happens there when they go into some dungeon crawling. It's going to be fun times. Thank you, Bruce. Great stuff today. Great stuff from the whole crew. Really couldn't be happier with how well everyone's doing so far. Chat, can we get some love for the amazing members of Dragonbane? As always, thank you to Crocs. Thank you to Tari Tunes. Thank you to Trendane Sparks. Thank you to Undeveloped Bruce. I will see all of you lovely folks 2 weeks for Dragonbane and elsewhere for places that will be sooner than that. Game book illustrations and or Eberron. But thanks, everyone. I will see you all soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
All righty. Good stuff. And again, I'm really pleased, too, with the turnout. The turnout has been consistent. People have been enjoying themselves in here watching this. Like, could not be happier so far with how everyone is enjoying this campaign. And I don't know why I like the leveling system so much. I think it's because it feels as if there's constant progress being made without it being unbalanced. Because you mark enough, and it also rewards good role play. There's a lot of good things that I really appreciate that's going on with this stuff. So very cool. And can't wait to see what everyone gets into next. If gore is a meaning in the language of the world. Oh, that would be useful. So, to actually know, because I don't, I want to see what Bruce would say about it. Chat, I also want to thank you. Like I said, really good turnout. Really enjoyed this quite a bit. Now, I'm going to talk more about this on Thursday. I don't want to go over this right now because I need to go get ready for some stuff. And then I need to do my stream at the top of the hour over on GOG.com. I will be playing more Evoland. I'll be finishing up Evoland and then moving into Evoland 2. I will note for the record, hold on a second. Okay. So, good. I was just confirming that. So, Evoland is definitely happening there. So, that's going to be the deal with that. So, that's happening tonight. Then, Wednesday, we have Community D&D coming up with the Shadow Crew, so tomorrow night. And Thursday, in fact, I'm going to reverse this right now. We are going to be back with Zach Clay doing some Gloomhaven. So my Gloomhaven playthrough is happening on Thursday, and probably on Thursday then is when I'm going to talk about all the different stuff that's happening this month, but there's a lot. In addition to my own St. John stuff that I'm doing that I mentioned before, we have got more of Prince Justin's 13th Icon coming back at you, the second session of that. We have got more of Eberron. In fact, we've got 2 weeks in a row of Eberron. We've got Expedition for the Mysterious Peaks coming back at you. We have got more Dragonbane, as you already know. We also have more D&D with viewers coming up in a few weeks. We have the Arvocalist with Citizen Sleeper coming up in a few weeks. So we got a whole bunch of stuff happening, and I am excited for all of it. It's going to be great. Feeling really good as we move into the spring. It's been a hell of a winter, but we're moving out of it. We're moving into the spring, and we're doing so with energy and vitality, and I couldn't be happier about all of that. So, again, don't forget, 4 p.m. today, Evoland over on GOG.com with Pen and Pixels, episode 512, I believe, at that time. If you enjoyed what you saw and heard today, I hope you will follow us here on the channel. I hope you will check out the channel by checking out my YouTube channel. Thanks for everyone who was over there this time, ! ArvTube. We'll get you over to my YouTube. Thanks for everyone who's over there tonight. Really appreciate that. Discord is ! ArvCord, where you can hang out with the Arvanauts in between streams. Blue Sky is ! ArvSky, where I've gotten a whole host of new followers. In fact, I am over 1,200 followers on Blue Sky now. I am almost up to, I think at my maximum, I hit like 1,250 followers on Twitter before I left it behind forever months ago and will never return. And so I am almost up to the same number that I had on Twitter. And it took me about 11 years or so to assemble, or 12 years to assemble that number on Twitter. And it has taken me less than 2 to assemble that number on Blue Sky. Little bit better in terms of engagement over on Blue Sky than even Twitter in its best of days. So please join me over on Blue Sky, !ARV Sky. Website for this, arvaneleron.com. Financially, !ARV Treon, that's the Patreon. We're really trying to build that number back up into triple digits, so please do that. Website, or I mentioned that already. You can get also inspirations to help our players by supporting that Patreon. !ARV Shop, that's the merchandise area where you can get cool stuff for yourself and cool stuff for the channel. And of course, subbing to the channel, as several of you were kind enough to do today, really helps as well. Get those custom sub badges and emotes to use here, there, and everywhere across Twitch. And if you want inspirations to help the players in the, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. We have 8 more sessions this month of tabletop play. If you want to help any of the players in those 8 sessions, may I recommend that you get an inspiration by supporting either the Patreon or subbing to the channel, or both. On the publishing front, Icarus, my graphic novel from Athos Arts. Library is my Tales and Tomes, The Forbidden Library. That's my 5e adventure and sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment. Greyshade is my Greyshade IP. Greyshade, Renegade, and Heretic, the Grey Assassin Trilogy, award-winning, critically acclaimed from Athos Arts. You can also get the audiobooks of Greyshade, as we talked about just now. Greyshade, Renegade, and Heretic from our very own Trent Sparks. And if you have not already done so, please consider as well supporting us by pre-ordering the tabletop role-playing game of Greyshade, coming to you from our very own Brandon O'Brien, and again being released by Alligator Alley Entertainment. That'll be in the next couple of months. And Greyshade for that. And as always, BLM, Black Lives Matter, important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help and reach out to others when they need help as well. And Ukraine, Ukraine, to help the people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war with bravery and courage, and send the message we'll do so for others in that situation in the future. And again, much love to the people of Minnesota, specifically Minneapolis, who continue to fight back against illegitimate and illegal federal occupation with bravery and courage. We see you. We love you. We're really glad that you're there. Also, I should point out, as you'll note, I voted today in my local election. And was very proud to do so. It is an off-year election, and it's an off-cycle election even, but it's important nonetheless. Local politics just as much as the national ones, arguably even more in some ways. So again, if you are in a democracy and you are able to vote, and today is a day where you can do so, please do so. Use it or lose it, as the saying always says, because it's really important. So I want to thank everyone who made this an awesome stream today. Thank you to my wonderful mods. Hold on a second. Okay, good. So thank you to my wonderful mods. Thank you to Dragonspear, to Prince Justin, to Triffity Mats, best mods in the business. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters and subscribers. Thank you to Dragon, to Prince Justin, to Triffity Mats, to Nonstop, to Imaginary Exponent, to Tom, and to Trendane. Wonderful work. Everybody, thank you. And thanks to my wonderful viewers. Thank you to B-Trader. Thank you to Big Boss. Hey, Big Boss. Thank you to Ballin P. Thank you to Dark and Wolf. Hello, Dark and Wolf. Thank you to Effect Life. Good to see you, Effect Life, as always. Thank you to Eric. Thank you to Jagtress, to Light and Passion, who's joining us. It's got to be crazy late for you, Light and Passion. Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you to the Crocs, of course, Valerian Gamer, and Velodrill. And Valerian, I always appreciate you always thank us for the streams. Your presence is so much the biggest thing about being here. But I'm always appreciated that you mentioned that, and I wanted to say that because that's really nice. So thank you. Thank you all for being here, and a special thanks today to my wonderful Dragonbane crew of Crocs, of Tren, of Tari Tunes, and of Undeveloped Bruce, who did a great job, and I can't wait for more in a couple of weeks. I will be over at GOG.com in about a half hour when I will be continuing with the game Evoland. So I hope you will join me for that. And otherwise, I'll see you back here on this channel tomorrow night for Community Dungeons and Dragons with the Shadow Crew as Dungeon of the Mad Mage continues. Thanks all. Much love to everyone. And everyone, please be good to each other. I will see you in a little bit. Until then, be good to each other and have a good night.